Lovely guys. Well, thank you all for being here and welcome to the 40K to 400K Shopify workshop. I see a lot of new faces, which is great. And basically, what we do in these sessions is we share the strategies of working with the Aussie brands that we work with to grow them online. And this whole thing is going to be just a bit of a peel back the curtain and show you what we do and how we do it, basically. And there are a couple of things that I want to go through quickly. There are a couple must-dos. The first thing is it's going to be about 60 minutes. Sometimes it can go up to 80. Of course, you're not held here. You don't have to stay to the end, but if you can, try and put away a good hour to really get the most out of this session. Secondly, I do see a couple webcams, which is awesome. The more faces I see, the kind of easier it is to do this presentation. So if you can, please turn on your webcam. And lastly, as a few of you already have, but I want to see a little bit more, there is a chat function at the bottom, and we do make these fairly interactive sessions. So please, guys, have a chat in the bottom. Use that chat function in the Zoom. And if that makes sense with everyone, leave me a yes in the chat, and we'll kind of move into the good stuff. No, if you want to as well, but let me know yes in chat if that all makes sense and we're good to go. Yeah, let's go. Simon, that works for me. Okay, yeah, yes, yeah, yeah, yeah. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Okay, good, good, good. We can use computers. That is a good start. All right. So a couple of goals today, a couple of things we want to do. And the first thing is, I want to really show you guys how to turn browsers into buyers. And what I mean by this is really I'm talking about conversion rate. And what conversion rate is basically, say 100 people come to your website. If one buys from you, that's a 1% conversion rate. Now, the higher that conversion rate is, the more sales you'll make from your website, the more profitable you'll be with your ads, and basically the bigger you'll grow your business. And we're really, really big on conversion rate optimization, which is making sure our websites convert as well as they possibly can. Secondly is to honestly just see, guys, I know a lot of you have probably already run ads before in your business, or maybe you've tried running, spending a bit of money on Meta or Instagram or whatever it may be, or maybe you've done some content and you've tried to get a lot of traffic, but it just wasn't quite working, wasn't converting, and you weren't profitable. We're going to tackle why that's the case and what you need to do to start being profitable when you do spend money on ads. And lastly is, I really want to give you guys a sense of direction. So we're going to do this for the couple of people that we get on, but I want you guys to also kind of get very clear on this as we do it for others. And that is on what the next steps are for you over the next, specifically the next 90 days, on how to focus on your business in ways that is actually going to grow it, not just kind of, fluff around and waste time. It's just going to be what is the needle moving stuff for you. And when I speak to people about these sessions, there's usually kind of a couple apprehensions they have about, is the workshop worth me coming? And really, the reason they ask that is because they want to know, is it going to work for my niche? For example, some people come in and they have products that they have kids products. Some people have golf products. There's all kinds of, some people have digital products. And just so you know, guys, yes, no matter what niche you're working in, no matter what kind of products you're selling, if it's e-commerce and you're selling online, what we teach is going to be impactful for you. And if you don't have a product yet, that's completely fine too. We're going to teach you some fundamentals about what to do when you do select that product and how to do things right from the get-go. And secondly is, will it work at my size? Kind of touches on what I just said then. But look, guys, we work, just to be clear with you, we work with a lot of brands who are already doing 50 to 100,000 a month that we help scale to 7 figures a month. We also work with a lot of people who are just starting, who haven't even gotten their products or are making their first couple sales. It's just that the things that we do for the clients who are scaling, we just teach those fundamentals to the people who are starting and learning and getting their business going earlier. So yes, guys, it will be relevant for no matter what size you're at today. And lastly is it going to work now? Are the strategies we're going to go through relevant? Short answer, yes. This isn't stuff that worked in 2018 and we're still flogging it off to people. It's all directly from the results that we get with our clients. So we teach you exactly from what happens in real life with the real brands that we work with. So yes, it's absolutely going to be relevant in 2026, that should say. That needs to be updated for this year. But yes, guys, it is relevant for now. And there's a couple of people who this session really is for. So for us, it's important that whenever we work with people or we help them, there's a certain type of business that we want to work with, a certain type of person. And typically, this is because it's the easiest kind of person that we can help get results for. And it is someone who is passionate about running this business. And it doesn't necessarily mean you have to be passionate about, you can be passionate about your product, about the brand. Maybe you have a great message and you want to get it out there. Or maybe you're someone who has a really strong why and is just passionate about running a business, who wants to create an extra income or leave a bit of a legacy for the kids. As long as you understand that why and you're strong about it and you're coming here, understand that, look, I'm not here to actually convince you e-commerce is the way, but you're here because you want to see how to make e-commerce work. then you are the kind of person who is perfect for this session and just working with us in general. Secondly, is it SEO still just a question because of AI? I'm not quite sure what that meant, Ingrid. We'll get to that in a little bit after I get through this. But the second kind of person that we want to help is someone who feels overwhelmed, right? You probably come into the e-commerce world, whether you're new or you're a veteran, you probably still feel overwhelmed because it is like juggling a bunch of plates, spinning a bunch of plates. It is hard to do. There's a lot of things to stay on track of. And we really want to help you overcome that overwhelm by getting really specific on these are the things you have to focus on, ignore everything else. And lastly, to be honest, guys, like we all get into business for a reason, and usually it is because we want to be able to make a career from this. We want to make money. And this doesn't mean just money, revenue that goes to the ATO, to your manufacturers, your ad costs, all this stuff. It means you actually, at the end of the month, have profit to take home. You have money in your pocket. You're actually able to create a lifestyle out of this business. And essentially, what we really like to say is, guys, we want to help people to create businesses around their lifestyles, not the other way around. So we want to help you build the business that suits your life. So if this kind of suits you guys, if this is what you're about, then you're definitely in the right place and you should stick around for the next 60 minutes with us. And not lastly, but I want to introduce Paul. So Paul is the CEO of both our private mentoring community, the e-commerce circle, and our agency Insightful, where we build websites. And I'll just let Paul introduce himself a little bit to give you a bit of insight as to why you should even listen to us in the first place. So you just unmute, Paul.
There you go. Sorry, it's my first day on Zoom, guys. No.
Good.
So first off, thanks for being here. So a quick background, as you can see with this slide. So I started in ecom all the way back in like 1997 in mum and dad's house, and I overtook most of their house pretty quickly. I run that business, which was called Warcom. I sold it in 2014 to an ASX listed company. And then in 2014, like I said, I sold it. For whatever reason, 2 weeks later, I jumped back in and started an e-commerce agency. Now that e-commerce agency called Insightful, we build about 100 Shopify sites a year for 6, 7, and 8-figure brands. I'm also the co-founder of the e-com circle that I co-founded with Chris, with the guy on the call with the amazing mustache. You guys can see him on there. So we started that a couple of years ago. We've now got about 315 people or something in that community. So been at this for a very long time, worked with pretty much everyone you can possibly imagine in this space. I like to think that I've mastered the art of building great teams and working with agencies and freelancers and employees and all that kind of stuff. I've sold pretty much every possible thing you can imagine, I reckon, on the internet. So, but I like to think that the systems and process and stuff that we teach inside of the ecom circle and at Insightful makes it way more fun and enjoyable to build ecom brands, which is what I'm all about. So I'm also a dad. I've got a 3-year-old and a 5-year-old, and they're both going on 21 years old. So for me, it's important to build businesses that I'm not chained to my desk and I can get off and go hang out with the kids and, be a good dad and be present and so forth. So we also pride ourselves on that's what we do inside the circle. So a lot of the people that we work with are mums and dads, husband and wife, mum and daughter, nanas and so forth, right? People that, fur parents. So because again, same thing, I want people to save as much time as they can in building amazing ecom brands and get to a point where they're profitable, having heaps of fun, building something they're proud of, so that they can get away from the computer and go and do the stuff that matters most, So, so to wrap that, I've pretty much seen and done everything that has been in the ecom space.
The important thing is, as you probably learn, guys, if you're getting into the space, if you've been in it for a little while, that there's a lot of people out there flogging a lot of info. And we just want to make it super clear, guys, that the things that we do teach you, they're not just like ideas. These are all things that Paul has literally practiced this and built these foundations over the last 25 years of experience, as well as all these other specialists and experts that he gets into work with his business. So again, that's just to say everything we're about to go through, guys, it is directly from what we do day in, day out with other Aussie-based e-commerce brands. And just wanted to share some, these are screenshots, guys. Obviously, these are just from the back end of a couple of the clients we work with. I know these numbers might seem a little crazy for some of you. It is just the reality. These are real businesses that we're building, honestly. And it's just about having that product that is quality, about doing the right things, building the website, having a good brand strategy, and just really doing the right pieces to grow that brand. And I'll show you a couple of examples here straight away. So this is Steve. Steve runs Holdcom.
As Chris goes through this too, I'm going to actually share the actual screenshots as well. So he'll do the intro and I'll show you. So I'll log into their dashboards and I'll show you their last 90 days and you'll be able to see that this is all actual factual stuff.
Maybe just copy paste into the chat as I go through.
Yeah, I'll put it in the chat.
Yeah, perfect. So this is Steve from Holdcom. And like when he came to us, he was doing about 170,000 a month already. I know that might seem like a lot for you guys. And he specializes, like it says there, in high quality Holden Commodore parts. And he wants to grow his business even more. We got in touch with him and we said, all right, cool. We need to really optimize this website for conversions. And then we have to really, really nail the digital strategy to get more traffic to the business. And as you can see, this is an old number, but we got him from 170K to about 250K per month in about 4 months. And what's that? That's the last 90 days. So as the last 90 days, he's doing on average about 300,000 a month now. So this is how we've used our strategy for brands that are scaling. But I also want to show you some other examples. So Paul and Delane, a lovely couple, they sell, so they run Nature's Pantry. They sell protein and collagen. I love their products. But they started off at markets, guys. They were doing about maybe $6,000, $7,000 a month. And they knew they had a great product, that people loved them. And they knew online was the way to go. They just didn't know how to do it, basically. They knew it was the way, but not how to do it. So they got in contact with us. And really, guys, the first two things we tackled was that website and that brand messaging, which we'll go through today. And then we just decided, okay, this is how we're going to send traffic to the website. We nailed those three things. And these guys went from that 8K that they were when they started to, I believe, recently, what does it say there? 330. What's that last one, Paul?
125K in the last 30 days
Wow.
and 390 something in the
Yeah.
330 in the last 90 days.
And it was all about, so these guys have gone from like a 8 or 9K business to a 120K business. And I believe that they're at the point where they're kind of like, we can't really grow anymore because they like the lifestyle that it's provided. They're not looking for more work. And this might be the same with a lot of you. You don't need to have like gigantic goals, but whatever the goals are, they are realistic and we can help to make them happen. And honestly, even with Karen is someone who is admittedly not techie at all. She's in her late 60s. She makes these teacups, these beautiful little teacups by hand, sold them on Etsy. Was doing about 3 or 4K a month, and like she knew she needed a bit of help to get this online. She knew Shopify was the way to go. So same thing, we brought her in, showed her how to make a website that converts, how to get very clear brand messaging, and how to run ads to that business. And now she's doing about, I believe it was 15 or 20K a month recently, just in the last month. And she's loving it. She's got a gigantic year ahead of her, and she's crushing it. She never thought she could do like websites before, and it's completely changed her business, which is awesome. And honestly, guys, even if you're coming into this and you don't have a product yet, this is Jade, right? She started about a year ago in one of these workshops is where we met her. And she didn't even have a product yet. She was a mum of two little kids, a full-time physiotherapist, not a lot of time, right? But we said to her, and this is what I'll tell you guys as well now regarding product is pick something that you have an authority in, right? Something that you have an interest in already, because it's very easy for you to get up and sell that item. You have an authority on it. You understand the marketing mechanisms behind it, why it's so important. And it's just a lot easier to grow a business that way. Make sure it's high quality, make sure it's profitable, and then learn how to market it. And it's exactly what we told Jade. And look, over the last 12 months, she hasn't even been able to come to our coaching calls live. She's just catched all of our quarter of our the recordings, and by herself has managed to take this business from scratch, no product, to I believe doing 20K months last time that we caught up a couple of weeks ago. So she's doing awesome. And again, this is to say, guys, no matter where you are in your journey, what we're going to go through is going to be relevant, and we can get you to where your goal may be. And I do have an unhidden agenda, and I want to make this clear, guys. Obviously, I did speak to a lot of you about the private community on the phone that we run full time. Obviously, this is 1 hour a week we get to put away with you guys, and it is a free workshop. And the idea here is I'm going to show you everything that we do, how we do it, and give you live examples. And at the end, I just want to ask you permission now. If you're okay with it, I want you to leave a yes. If you're okay with it, at the end, I'll share how you can continue to get our support after this session if you did enjoy what we did. So if you are okay with me sharing that at the end, just leave a yes in the chat for me. Simon, yes, awesome. Thank you, mate. David, yes, awesome. And if the answer is no, completely fine. You don't have to stay to the end. You can get the good stuff and leave if you want. Yes from Wayne, Karina, yes, Cindy, Ingrid, Vula, Michelle, Raywin, Sandra. Yeah, awesome, guys. Thank you for being so easy to interact with. These sessions always go a lot better when the audience is as lively as you are. Refresh the slide. Sorry, what was that for me?
Yeah, for you. I don't know. Some of the stuff's not loading, so just refresh it quickly and it should fix it.
Oh, okay. I'll stop my share there, guys, and just share.
Yeah.
All your green elements and stuff haven't loaded.
Some parts
the
aren't loaded.
The green screen. Okay.
Breaking my designer brain as well.
How are we going now?
Design baby's not.
We see the.
Yeah, it's still not loading.
That's all right. It should be okay. It doesn't matter. Yeah, we're e-commerce guys, not presenters, as you can tell. Power through.
All right. All right, no worries. We'll move on. Thank you for the yeses, everybody. And something I want to know, guys, and this is going to help us because we will give a lot of feedback for the session. So it's going to be very helpful for me to know, where are you in your journey right now? Obviously, we've got start up from 0 to 10K, set up from 10 to 25, grow up from 25 to 50, scale from 50 upwards. Don't worry, guys. If you are like startup, or if you're in somewhere different and you feel like, I don't want you to feel embarrassed or anything. This session is for everybody. But the more you share with me, the easier it is for me to make this session a lot more specific for you. So I see a lot of startups. Awesome. We did see a grow up. Who was a grow up? Simon. Perfect. Awesome. And that's completely fine, guys. Pre-startup. I like when people do the pre-startup. That's completely fine. Startup. Yes. Perfect. All right. Sideways shift. I like that. So we're going from like a business model to another. I like that. Startup. Lovely. All right. Thank you for sharing, guys. So I want to quickly, 30 weeks. So yeah, I want to quickly clear something up, guys. So when we get results like these, people we've had times where people kind of just assume that we're getting lucky. And I want to make it very clear, the reason we're able to get results with all the different niches, with all the different brands we work with time and time again, it isn't luck or magic. It is because we have a system. And I want to actually go through quickly what that system is. And you can see here, we got this triangle. The system is what we call the more orders model, and it has 3 really important sides to it. Now, these 3 sides, basically, these are the 3 pillars that anytime we work with a brand, whether they're coming to us and they're doing 50K a month or they're just starting, it's the same thing that we do for the people who are scaling, and it's the same thing that we teach for the people who are just starting. What do you guys think that each of these 3 sides might be that we really focus on when we work with brands? I want you guys to have a couple guesses. You can see there's a bit of a hangman set up there. I want to see where we're all at in terms of what we think this may be. So just so you know, they all start with S. If I go right, Paul, would that kind of have the S?
Yeah, go to the next slide. Yeah.
Yeah. So they all start with S. And I want you guys to have a couple guesses. What do you think each of these sides might be? Now, no silly guesses at all, guys. Just let me know. Strategy. Bang, instantly. That is the bottom one. Felicity. Strategy.
I don't think we've ever had one person guess all 3, have we? Be good.
No,
I'm
no.
waiting for that day to happen. If someone ever does that, that's it. Like, great.
Karina with sales. So the sales are a result of this method. So we do this to get more sales. Service, that comes under product. That is a bit of a sub part of one, but we're talking really big, the big source, the big moving parts, not quite source. That all comes under like one of these. Satisfaction. These are great answers. To be honest, these are all good answers. Scale. This is what we do to scale. For the other 2, you can see Paul has given you a little hint. It's S and T.
Dropping some hints there.
Have a couple more guesses, guys. And
Did
then
everyone play Hangman as a kid?
Success. Nah. Smart. I like to start. Store. Bang.
Yes.
Karina with store. Yes.
Got it. Study. No.
It's a massive one.
Chris better hand out the photos.
Yeah, a couple of photos. There's one more, guys, that it's all about our brand messaging, about talking about who we are. ST, what do you think that might be? It's talking about our study.
So close.
I'm going to put you out of your misery for the last one. Story. Story. Bang. We got it. Rosetta got it too with story. Guys, these are the 3 pillars. Store, story, and strategy. Now, anytime we work with anybody, these are the 3 things that we attack, and I'm going to explain a little bit about what each of these mean. But good job for all of you who did guess them, and even those who had a good try. There was some good guesses in there anyway. So store is pretty obvious, guys. This is all about conversion and conversion rate, like I mentioned earlier. It's something that is very, very overlooked. Now, I want you to think. Say you're selling a product that it's a boutique product, right? Like your competitors might be Kmart or Target a lot of the time. Now, people are going to have to spend a little bit more money with you usually. And obviously, we all know our economy is in an area where spending money is not the highest. So we have to really make people believe that we are the right people to buy from. And a lot of this comes down to our store, how it functions, and how premium it feels. Do people feel like they are buying from us from a good, reputable source? Do they connect with the person they're buying from? And is it an easy buying experience on that website for me to go in there, find the product I want, figure out what it's all about, and actually make that purchasing action? All these things come together to create a high converting store. And that is the first massive part is the first part of this equation, guys. The higher your conversion rate, the more profitable you'll be. And you need to focus on this if you want to have a successful brand. And by the way, guys, if anything that I say doesn't quite make sense or I go a little too fast like I can sometimes, use the chat function below. Ask the questions. I'll stop and just quickly make sure we jump on those and make sure that we're all on the right track. The second part, guys, is story. Now, story is all about brand communication. And what I mean by brand communication is literally the words that we say on our website that describe who we are, what we do, and why people should actually buy from us and not our competitors. And again, the reason why this is so important, and it's something that most people miss, is because, again, most of the industries that you're going to be working in, most of the brands that we work with, we're going to be in very competitive industries where there are big players with deep pockets who are willing to spend more than we can on ads, who are willing to undercut our prices, and we need to find our differentiation in the market. And this is what brand messaging is all about. It's all about figuring out how to convey in words the who we are, the what we do, and why you should spend money with us and not other people. And this is like the most, honestly, this is actually the first thing that we do whenever we work with someone with a product. We say, what is your brand messaging, communication strategy? How are we speaking to our audience? How do we connect with them? And this is going to be the way that we compete with bigger brands without having the same dollars as them. And it's super important, guys. If you're wanting to do Shopify and online businesses, you need to be able to nail this process. And lastly is the strategy. That might sound very vague, and it is pretty vague, but really strategy is all about how do we sustainably grow this business profitably month on month? How do we add layers and layers and layers each month to a point where we're not drowning in more work, we're not overspending on ads, we're very comfortable with the growth that we're building, and we're focused, and we know that we're working on the right thing each month. It's going to get us to that next step instead of spending our time on things that might not get us where we need to be, or not being able to fulfill orders because we spent too much. All these mistakes is what I'm talking about. And we want to figure out how do we focus on the right things to grow sustainably and profitably. So these are the three pillars, guys. If you can nail these, the business will be completely different. And this is how we grow most of those that we work with. So now what I want to do is I want to grab a couple of you. Like I said before with the websites, I want to get some of you up, and we're actually going to have Paul come up and give a bit of direct feedback to your websites and how you can apply these different strategies to grow your business. So Paul, if you want to come up, and I was thinking, Simon, you were in the grow up phase, weren't you, mate? Yeah, perfect. If you want to come off mute, let's have a look through your business, through your website. If you can leave another link for it.
Yeah.
In the chat, give us a bit of introduction, and we'll actually go through what we would do to improve your website and get more sales into it.
I'd really appreciate that.
No worries. You want to just leave a link for it in chat again so it's easy to pull? There we are.
purelightness.com.au. Yeah, cool.
Awesome. Do you want to go for it, Paul?
No, let Simon give us a pitch. And
absolutely, yes.
So keep in mind, people are going to see this. So throw in a coupon code if you want, so people can buy some stuff when they see it on YouTube. So give us the backstory, why you started it, why you're passionate about this industry, what you've done, and so forth, and then we'll get into it.
Did my camera just move really weirdly?
No, we can see her, or we can see
You're all good.
most of your face.
Yeah, okay. Oh, there you go. It's tracking now. My name's Simon. Yeah, so I've been in the crystal industry for close to 30 years now, actually.
Oh, wow.
And I just got into it because all my mates are into it, and then fell in love with it. So, what were the other questions?
Oh, mate, well, tell us about how's the business is going. You're obviously on today's session because you're looking for some improvements. So I'd love to know, like, how is the online side of things operating? What are you happy with? What aren't you? And what do you feel like you need most help with? And we'll go through a bit of feedback on the website.
Yeah, scaling, making my ads more effective, just increasing the conversion rate. I think mine's sitting at 1.9 or something at the moment, which I'm spending what, like $500 a day almost on ads.
Yeah, wow.
And stuff. So that's I need to get way better conversion rates.
Yep.
But yeah, just scaling in general. So yeah.
Do you mind me asking, do you know what your return on ad spend is, since you are spending
it's terrible at the moment. It's like it's like 2.
All right, cool. I just want to explain something to the audience quickly. So I know a lot of us are in the startup phase. So we want to make sure we all kind of understand what's going on. So Simon spends about $500 a day on meta ads to send traffic to his website. Now, the return that he's getting for that ad spend isn't great right now. Would you say it's profitable for you, Simon?
It is, but it's not
profitable enough. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's been up and down this week.
Yep.
3 months ago we were at 4 to 5, but yeah, it's just turned to crap recently. So yeah.
Yeah. Now, with that 1.9% conversion rate, so the thing here is, guys, if we were to say get that conversion rate from 2% to 4%, the return on your ad spend, I'm sure you understand, Simon, would be, I don't know if it's exactly double, but it would be close to double. And this is why we are so keen on conversion rate optimization, because when you build a website and you're spending considerable amounts of money on traffic, you need to be able to be profitable decently with that cold traffic that you are getting to your website. And that's going to be all about conversion rate optimization. So I think we'll touch on that a little bit. Paul, did you want to share your screen?
Yeah, I'm sharing my screen already. Yeah, cool. All right, so we'll jump into it. So first off, beautiful products. I mean, Chris McQueen, who's on his call, he loves this stuff. We've got heaps of crystals and stuff, don't you, Chris? And I do, and so forth. Like, beautiful products. Now, let's do some drawing. Hang on, just going to show you his crystals. There you go. Probably got lots of them. Probably. There you go. So now, obviously, we're looking at this from a desktop perspective, right? So it's a bit hard to do this on mobile, but this is what people see when they land on your website. Now, things that are easily noticeable and very missing at the moment is there's a thing here that's called a H1 tag, right? H1 tag means a heading, and that heading needs to be a promise that you're making to your customers, that when they buy from you, you go, hey, here's our promise-driven benefit. People go, cool, I want to buy this product from them. And I'll go into that. We'll even do a few for you so that it makes sense. Now, the next thing that we want to do is a H2 tag. And this is also a promise-driven benefit. What that means, again, is so people read it, and whatever that sentence is, and we'll probably knock out a few for you and show you how this works. They'll go, yep, they read that and I read that. And I'm like, cool, I'm in the right spot, right? Now, then we come down here. And again, now what we need here is 5 more promises that you're making to your audience that also include things like trust and social proof. Now, why we do this is because people land on your site and it would be better if we could see your product, but they read that and they go, yep, they read that and they go, yep, and they read this and this and this and this and this and this and this. And because you've got like 9 yeses now, they become more compliant and willing to purchase with you. So as an example, let's actually do some here and show you what I'm kind of talking. And before I go there, I'll see if you got any words anyway. You got nothing, straight into testimonials. So you talk to me for a second. Like if I met you offline, right, and I walk past you and you're at a beautiful boho market or something, wherever you'd sell offline, what would you say to that person in that moment to try and convince them to buy a product? Give me like a short sentence.
Oh, geez.
Put you on the spot here.
Like, you mean like pushing a sale kind of thing?
Yeah, exactly. Like, hi, I'm Simon, and this is what I do. I sell crystals to this type of person, and it solves this kind of problem. And you're going to feel like this at the end of it. Have you got you've been at this for a long time. Have you got a statement or something like that you kind of say to people?
No, I don't.
Nothing.
I just let people kind of cruise around.
Okay. All right. So let's work backwards, right? And how many reviews do you have at the moment in total from customers? Is it hundreds or is it like a dozen or what is it?
Oh, there's on the website, there's maybe like 5 or something.
Okay. How many do you reckon you'd have in total then? Like as a business, you got reviews sitting anywhere at the moment?
No, but I'm trying to screenshot them and record them when they message us or whatever.
Okay, all right. So that, for example, is called social proof. So we need to stack as much social proof into your site. So, for example, someone goes down here, right? And I'm going to draw on my screen. It's going to look terrible. You're going to have to forgive me. But it will be something along the lines of, 100 plus, right? 5-star reviews. So people read that and they go, oh, that sounds good, And then talk to me about shipping. What is your shipping threshold? Is it free? Is it $100? Okay. So again, someone comes in here, people go that free shipping over $100. Then it is obviously Australian owned and operated by you, right?
Yep.
Chucking something like that in there. And then I'm assuming that you are ethically sourcing stuff, and I'm running out of space here. Let's put it here. Like this, ethically sourced worldwide. Then you have, you're probably going to have 3 or 4 other statements that you say to people when they're about to buy from you. Anything come into mind at the moment?
Just family owned company, I suppose.
What sets you apart from all the other people that sell crystals? There's something. There's got to be something.
20 plus years in the
You got 30 years
crystal industry.
Yeah. 30 years in the industry. Yeah.
Might sell ourselves short.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Sorry, I ask these questions of myself and never have the answers. So.
Don't have the answers. Okay. So, as an example, right? Let's just, and I'm going to show you, like, I did this super quickly, and Chris McQueen, who is our brand guy, is going to go, that shit, Paul, but like, it's a good starting point. So, ethically sourced crystals chosen to support your healing, alignment, and intention. So, anybody in this space, they're probably things that really matter to those people. They want, they're buying crystals because they want to use it for setting intention. They want to do it for setting alignment, and they want to do it for healing, right? So, again, this is not amazing, but someone will read that and they'd go, yes, right? Now, the next thing that I want here is, and I'm trying to nail this very quickly, but if I came to your website, the first thing that I'm looking for is I'm coming here for a purpose, right? And I imagine it's kind of around peace and calm and probably a little bit of magic potentially, right? So again, this is not amazing, but I'm just going to show you anyway and just give you a bit of a demo. So I come here now and it now says, oh, can't say it, but invite magic, balance, and a little bit of life in your life. So now this is probably, I would give myself like a 4 out of 10. And I'm going to show you the process we go through where I give myself a 10 out of 10. But for the purpose of this exercise, I would read that and I go, yep. And I would read the H2 and I go, yep. And I'd read this and this and this and this and this. And I'd go, yep. And what do you think happens when people start going, yes, 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 yes? Like, think about what happens when you talk to children and you go, I need you to do this thing, da, 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 and they start going, yeah, 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 yeah. I'll give you the answer. They become more compliant and they become more willing to do the stuff, right? So why this is so important is because once someone's landed on your site and they see beautiful products, we're going to fix that. Then they do this. I'm going to turn all the mess off on my screen, but they start scrolling, right? And then they go, cool, show me the best sellers now. Show me the stuff that's new. Show me the story about the brand. Show me a bit of information about Simon. Now I'm ready to start buying, right? So like further down on the site, like I can see nothing about you at the moment. And I'm looking at you and I'm talking to you and I'm like, he seems like a lovely guy. I'm like, we need a photo of him on the front page. We need a bit of a story about the brand, blah, blah, blah. Because those kind of things are just another yes, right? Why this is also so critical is because I would bet a lot of money that you're not doing any of that either in any of your ads, right? So if you're not calling people out and you're not making statements and you're not implementing like the trust signals and so forth that we're talking about, basically what happens is when someone's sitting in Facebook and they're scrolling through and they see your ad pop up, they keep scrolling, or they come to your website and because they have not, had all those yes moments in their head, they're not qualified enough to buy. And then they come onto the website and then they bounce. And that's why your return on your ad spend is so bad. So we hear very often, right? People go to markets and say, we use the example, Paul and Delane at a market before, right? And Chris McQueen did their brand strategy, but people would walk up to them at the market and Paul would say to them, like, hey, this is one of Australia's cleanest collagen products. Right. And I'm going to give you an example here. Like this is the website. So you land in there, Australia's cleanest collagen products. And you're like, oh yeah, look at all those people sitting in the background there. They look all fit and healthy. Right. So that's their H1. Now their H2, is for active Aussie families. You can search for clean, quality, and affordable day one trip. It stops here. You go, great, tick, tick. You come over here. It does this, it does that, does this, tick, tick, tick. You come here. 980 reviews, tick. You read this, tick, tick, tick. Does everyone see where I'm going with this so far? And I haven't even started scrolling yet, right? So because you've nailed that, now that's why they're crushing it. That's why they're doing $125,000 a month. And largely, we took the stuff that they say all day, every day offline. We made it sound better and we made it actually have phrases that people were actively searching for in Google, right? So people will go to Google and they're searching for the term like clean collagen and clean protein. So again, this all falls under what we call your story, right? And this is a micro part of your story because, you've got to come up with this stuff. You come down here, here's a bit more of the story. You come down here, right? Here's more of the story. Oh, hang on, get rid of that one. You come down here. Here's more of the story. You go to their product page. There's more of the story. And all of this comes out of what we call a brand communication process. So I'm going to show you briefly what this is just so people can understand it. So, because there's a lot that goes into this. And for a business like yours, you've got to nail this because we literally just need to get all of the story out of your head. And if you can't get it out, we help you get it out, right? Because we want to come through And together we go through a process like this. So we're like, hey, Simon, why are you doing this? Why are you passionate about it? And what's your definition of success for this brand? Or we go, what are the personal values that you have about life, about products, about everything, right? And then what are the brand values that we have? What is the beliefs that this brand have? So you'll be like, oh, I think crystals make everybody's life better because you feel calmer, you feel less stressed. It helps you with your alignment. It helps you, da, 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 da. You go, yeah, great. This is sounding really good. Now, what's the voice of the brand, right? What is the personality of the brand? What are the characteristics of the brand? I won't go through everything in here, but important things that do matter in here is once we've answered all those questions, we start going, who are we talking to, right? So for you, for example, you'd be like, well, I talk to like the hot yoga guys and girls that are into crystals. They make about 200K a year. They live in Byron. They have 70 crystals in their house. They spend $2,000 a year with me on crystals. They look at this thing, they read this book, they go here, blah, 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 blah. And why we go through this exercise is because we go, right, now we're really clear about what we say, who we say it to them, what they want to read, how they want to feel, how they want to look to their friends. And we go, great. Is this making sense so far? So I won't bore everybody with all the tabs, but as we go through all of this, what do our competitors do, blah, 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 we end up here on the final page. And this is only a little part of it, but we go, cool. Here's Simon's new H1, right? So that goes there on your homepage. Here is your H2. That goes there. Here is the trust statements. They go where they go. Here is positioning statements. Here is blah, blah, blah. And there's like a 40-page plus document that goes along with this. But largely why this also matters is because then you have consistency right across the story that you're telling your customers across every single channel that you promote on. So when you start talking about your product on TikTok, you start saying these things, right? Even all this stuff, like you get all, there's a lot that comes out of this. When you do a YouTube video, same again. When you do email, same again. When you're doing your ads. And the end result of doing this piece of work is now you can go run ads. You're going to get like a 5x, 6x, 7x return on your ad spend because as you've so rudely interrupted someone scrolling through cat pics on Facebook and whatever else and looking at all the crap on there, and they go, oh, there's Simon. And then they stop and they go, oh, I really liked his story. So what are they going to do now? Right. They're more likely to click your ad. They're more likely to go to your website. And because what you said in the ad lines up with what they said on the website, they go, here's the guy for me. I'm giving you all my money. I'm going to be levitating by next week because I bought 27 crystals. Right. So that's the first part of this, right? So I don't know if that's the thing. If that works, let us know because I will buy some. Second thing, does this make sense so far before I move on to talk about this store component? Anyone have any questions? Especially you, Simon.
Do we get that spreadsheet or?
Do you ever? We'll talk to you about how you buy that at the end, but we'll go through that. So we have lots of ways we can help you with this. So now, so this is, and this is basic stuff, right? I haven't gone all the way into how this works. Now, I love it. 10% off your orders for using the code. That's good. So next part of this is the store. So for context, every Shopify store typically starts with the problem that they go to the Shopify marketplace and they buy Dawn or they buy Turbo or they buy all the other shitty themes and they don't have what we call conversion rate elements inside of the theme. Now, what that means is you have a homepage, right? So here's Simon's homepage. Here is a collection page. And here is a product page. And here is Simon's, this is called, if it works, he doesn't even have a cart drop. So that's broken completely. And here's the checkout page. So now across all of these pages, right, what should be happening is there is hundreds of elements that should be going all of those pages that aid with conversion, right? So for example, I'm going to show you this thing quickly. And again, we'll show you guys how to get access to this later. But here is a homepage. We should be going like, does his homepage have all of this stuff on the homepage, right? And very quickly looking at Simon's page, I'm like, no, it doesn't. Like social proof is hard to find. Information about shipping and everything is hard to find. Like the brand story is hard to find. So because he doesn't have that, basically what that's going to cause there is that his conversion rate is going to be terrible, right? So as I go through this page and I go through the product page, again, I'm looking for the same thing. So I go to his product page and let's do this exercise. And I'm like, all right, cool. So same day shipping, That's good. Add to cart. That's good. Doesn't tell me where it ships from, whatever. Doesn't show me any people wearing the product. That's bad. I can see probably 50 or 60 other things immediately that you're missing, even to the point that you haven't turned on the Shopify functionality where your big ugly shop pay button is not turned on. And anyone who shops online is looking for that ugly button because they can check out in like 3 seconds. So that alone is crushing your conversion rate, right? In addition to everything else that is like on this page, I'm like, you don't have enough images, you don't have this, you don't have that, da 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 da. So getting to my point, because you don't have them, this is why your conversion rate is sitting. I think you said like, what is that, 1% or 2% or something?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So very easily, I don't necessarily know that you can fix it with this theme, but simply by like re-putting this into like the way we do things, like your conversion rate will like double or triple. Now, why this is so important, and I'm going to draw some diagrams and stuff in a minute to show you guys this, is that as you spend more money, and you're spending a lot of money on ads already at the moment, right? So you know what, I'm going to do this. Let's do this exercise because I think it's very valuable. And I'm going to talk because it's just easier than me typing. So give me some numbers here. What's your revenue at the moment in the business?
32,
monthly?
32 a month.
32K a month. Okay. All right. And conversion rate again, sorry?
I think it's 1.9.
1.9%. All right. So let's do this. All right. So Simon's current revenue is called 30 grand a month. His conversion rate is 1.9. How many people, hang on a second, how many people come to your website a month, Simon? Do you know?
I'll have a quick look. Shoot, where's that info? Session.
I'll be like in sessions or something. Yeah, that just do like last 30 days.
18,500.
Okay, all right, let's try this one. All right. So on average, Simon gets about 18,500 visitors to his website. At the moment, his conversion rate is 1.9%. And what is your average order value monthly, Simon?
At the moment, I think it's about $93.
$93. All right, cool. So for those of you that are brand new to this stuff, you're going, what the hell is he talking about? I'll make this really, really simple, right? Simon gets 18,000 people coming to, let's assume this was a retail shop. 18,000 people go into his retail shop a month. He converts 1.9% of them. And when they buy, they spend like $97, right? So how much this is going to skew the figures a bit. We'll use these numbers anyway. So how much is Simon making with these numbers, right? It's probably not going to be what you said, but everyone will be able to see what I'm talking about here.
32 grand.
So there you go, $32,700 a month. Now, I've spoken about the story at the moment, fixing your story, and I've spoken about fixing your store, right? So let's change Simon's numbers a little bit. If Simon actually made his story sound better and he made his store convert better, what should be happening? Simon's new conversion rate would probably be around 3.2, right? So the number of visitors coming to his website will be the same, but the only other number we're going to change is people are also going to go buy more stuff, right? Because their story is better and they've had more enjoyable experience and the site's beautiful. So let's assume his average order value now is $193. How much money is Simon now making on his website every month? So we'll watch this and ChatGPT will do its wizardry here.
So we've increased the conversion rate.
Oh, yeah, let's put a calculator in there. I haven't seen it do that before. There you go. So we fixed two numbers. We fixed your conversion rate and we increase your average order value. I haven't even touched your ads yet. So if you just keep doing what you're doing, right, with ads and so forth, this is now your number. This is so far just two things that we'll fix for you. Now, let's do this exercise. So if Simon does nothing and continues to do, hang on, right up there. If Simon does nothing and continues to do what he's doing at the moment, right, and those numbers stay the same, versus if he uses my numbers, how much more money will Simon make annually just by fixing those two things before he even makes his ads look better? This is a bit of a light bulb moment for when people watch it, especially when they start going,
Close
oh,
to
but it's expensive for a website and stuff. I'm like, yeah, but
David
watch
is
this
quick on
number.
that.
Yeah, it's
Show
close.
you the maths.
I think he's actually pretty much on the money there.
Yeah.
Just for the people that are not good on maths, they'll be like, oh, yeah, wow, this is good. All right. So thought for 8 seconds, because I'm going to map out a plan for you to fix this in a second. And you're going to be like, can we talk tomorrow morning? So there you go. So over that annually, right, your business with the new numbers would be doing $1.3 million, right? So making an extra like $978,000 a year. Pretty good outcome, right? By fixing 2 things. So the reason I say this as well, especially for you guys that are like, I'm nowhere near Simon, right? But let's assume you guys are like, I build an e-commerce brand and I sell $1,000 a month. And let's say your conversion rate is 1%. Like if you just 3x, 4x, 5x your conversion rate, you go, I went from $1,000 a month to $5,000 a month. Many people on this call will be like, oh, I'd be stoked with $5,000 a month. Like Simon's going to be stoked when he's doing $100,000 a month, right? But coming back to what we're talking about here, the way we fix this is you nail your story, you nail your store, and then you start doing the strategy component of all of this stuff, right? You don't go and get excited and then go, you know what, I'm going to watch all the gurus that teach me how to run meta ads and do SEO and do Google ads and do all the other stuff. And you're sending all of this traffic to a site that doesn't do what it's supposed to do, right? Because ultimately what you want to happen is Simon should be able to go to bed, wake up in the morning, and he's had all these thousands of users come on his website and he's like, yeah, sick, did 10 grand overnight. And I converted 5% of them, not one of them. Right? Does this make sense to everybody?
Mm-hmm.
Any questions about this so far?
I want to touch on that for people who are just starting as well. It's like these are the kind of things where because we mainly work with people who are in Aussie business, Aussie based small businesses who don't just have, leftover thousands and tens of thousands of dollars to splash around. And that means every dollar we do put into the business has to be effective. And that's why we're so like not the cart before the horse, right? Like we're really nailing the fundamentals first before we then go and get more traffic to our website. So if you're just starting these processes, this is the time to do it properly from the very get-go. You don't wait till later to do these things unless you want to go through a lot of pain and a lot of time wasted. So for those of you who are watching, I know Cherie, Raven, all of you like this stuff, which is awesome. You got to focus on this before you take that next step. I just want to clarify that for the beginners.
Yeah, because the big thing, what will happen, right? I mean, you're all on the internet. You've all put your email address on your website, and I can tell you what's going to happen. Like you're probably getting 100 messages a day being like, hey, Paul Horgan, and hey, Wayne Cadder, and hey, Simon, and hey, Bianca, it's me, Dave, and I run an SEO agency or a Google ads agency or a meta ads agency, and I love your product and I can make you rich. And all you got to do is meta ads. And then you go, oh, sounds good. I don't need to do anything. I'll give them my money. And then you work with them for 6 months and then they come back and you're like, well, it's not working. What's going on? And they go, oh, it's a you problem. We'll just part ways. And you're like, fuck, you've taken all my money. Right. And then they go find another sucker. Right. And you're left going, oh, well, so meta ads is not good for me. The reason this happens is because none of these people, 99% of them, have no idea how to fix someone's store and story before they run ads, right? So they drag you on as long as they can. They say all those services as long as they can. You get to the end of the road and you're just like, oh, I don't trust anyone in, all agencies are crap, blah, 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 blah. And that's not the problem. The problem is they don't know how to fix these problems. So if you take away 2 things from tonight, is like, whether you work with us or not, you have to nail your story and you have to nail your store before you do anything else. As long as you've got a good product, right? If you're selling junk, well, nothing's going to work for you. But these things are most important. So I'm going to share this screen because I'm going to map out a plan for Simon. And probably a few of you sitting there go, it sounds too easy. And I go, it is easy because this is the exact process I've used for like 25 years and I'm getting better and better at it like year on year. And when I say to someone like Simon, this is all you got to do, Simon's a clever dude. He'd be like, I'll take your word for it because you've worked with thousands of e-com people now, right? So here is his process that he's got to fix because he's got an awesome product. Like I'm sure he's shipping and picking and packing, distribution, all that other stuff is great. We've just got to present his brand better to the market, right? So if I were Simon, and I would probably be recommending we do this, this is where you start, number 2. And all of this stuff, I mean, you can see my chart here, right? This is just for demonstration purposes. doesn't take 90 days to fix these things. People come along and they work with us and they go, hey, like, you know, we can help you fix your website. We can do it all for you. You can do parts of it, whatever. You can do it in weeks. So we just use this as a bit of a guide rails. So here's what Simon needs to do. Number one, he's got to fix his story. I'm going to get lots of S's on here so you guys can just take note. He's got to nail that story, who he sells, how he sells it to them, what he says to them, how he makes them feel, how he makes them look to their friends. Because most people buy stuff because they want to look better to their friends, right? Like that's the nature of the beast. So fix that using the process that I showed you. Number two, fix your store, right? So SS, nail that. You need to either fortunately, you probably scrap this thing and start again and fix it and probably take you 6 weeks and you go, great, I've got a UV store. It's ready to go. Now, I've crushed that. In the background, if you're surviving on what you're doing with the meta ad spending $500 a day and you kind of it's paying the bills, then it's keeping the lights on, you continue to do that. But in an ideal world, once you've nailed your story, what comes out of your brand communication process, we would rebuild your ads and we would take all your story, put it in your ads, and then start running all the traffic back here, right? Because if you're getting a 2x at the moment and let's assume your ads become twice as good and all this stuff is twice as good, you go, great, now I spend $500 a day and I get a 4, 5, 6x return on my ad spend. Mate, happy days, you'd be stoked, right? So then you also take that story and are you emailing people at the moment,
Yeah.
Simon? How often?
Oh, look, I completely dropped off for 3 months, but I've been emailing and trying to do two a week now.
How big is your database?
11,000.
Oh, mate, that's the license to print money. So again, the only thing missing from, and we're not going to go all the way here, we're going to stick into here, right, is if you've got 11,000 people, you have a problem with, again, what do you think it is? Have a guess. What's one thing you're doing wrong in your emails? It's a story. Right? So there's not enough story in there. Secondary is just how you're presenting offers in your email, right? So we teach all of this stuff inside the ecom circle. We're going to talk about at the end. So again, we go, take the story, put it in your ads, take the story, put it in your email, take the story and put better offers. An offer is like, hey, it's Simon here. Today we're having a sale. Hey, it's Simon here. We got new stock. Hey, it's Simon here. Buy one, get one free. Hey, it's Simon here. We got a limited edition. Rah. We'll help you fix all those kind of things, right? But for a business like you fix these things inside of 4 months, you'll be doing $100,000 a month. Almost I won't guarantee it, but I'd almost guarantee it, right? If you did it properly, right? Because you've been at this for a long time and it's very easy for me to see the things you're doing wrong. And I guarantee everyone else on the call has these same problems, right? And you'll know, I haven't said hey, Simon, go start a TikTok channel and go do a YouTube channel and go do wholesale and go try and get your products in bloody Coles and Woolies and go do SEO and go write 600 blogs a day. I'm just 1, 2, 3, 4 things, right? And it'll transform your business. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Is that exciting or petrifying or somewhere in the middle? Elevating? Sounds a good word.
Overwhelming, but also very helpful. Yeah.
Yeah. While we're here, anyone have any questions about this? Because we're going to do this for another brand. I just want to make sure that everyone's I understand what conversion rate or the conversion rate optimization is, right? So it is hundreds of different elements strategically placed on a really good e-commerce website. That's the one thing 90% of people are missing, right? And then the other thing is just strategically placing a phenomenal story that is engaging and so forth in the right space on the website, and then taking that and putting that everywhere else. Everyone's clear on those two things, right? Sometimes I use the terrible analogy and Chris loves it, but you go out, which some of you are married, I would assume, you go out, you go dating. I would like to think before you guys were married, you went out on dates, you dressed really well and you spoke really well. The more you did that, the higher chance you're going to have it converting, right? But you didn't go out there in your Crocs, in your trackies and half drunk and told a terrible story because you're not going to convert very well. But most e-commerce brands are kind of like that, unfortunately. So our job is let's fix those things as quickly as possible. So I can see that. Yeah, appreciate the feedback. All good. All right, we'll do this for another brand. Who wants to be the next volunteer/victim?
I think we're going to need a couple more websites. Karen, it's interesting that you got to go. No worries, guys. If you do have to hop off, we will get you that recording. If you can stay till the end, though, that'd be awesome. Really good job, though. 30 grand a month. Yeah, he's doing a great job so far. You've done a lot of things right. Obviously, you're around for this long, Simon. There's a reason.
What about you, Wayne? What are you doing? Come off mute if you want, mate. Do you know how to press the mute button, Wayne? It's just down the bottom left.
We've had some internet struggles.
Yeah, here we go.
You're rocking. Let's go. Let's do
I'm
it.
rocking. My niche is lawn bowls products. So here, for example, are decals that go on the lawn bowls for when you run a competition.
Yep.
Other promotional items like that's a white marker, and we can wrap their logo around that. So we print in-house almost anything. I'm a lawn bowler. I also live stream lawn bowl games as a bit of a hobby. And I put together a whole brochure and a very simple website just to catalog stuff that I've done. Not such a, I built websites 25 years ago in Word. Yep. But really this is just a portfolio for when I do hit the button to make a shop, like a beautiful shop, like your example there that you showed. Yep. I've got content, because content you got to have to begin with. So this is just a portfolio. It's a free site that Adobe give you when you pay them $100 a month.
Yeah, got it. Okay. All right. So for you, like super easy process from here. First thing is like get rid of Adobe, like switch to Shopify. Like it's the most, and this is probably really helpful for the brand newbies on the call. Shopify is the easiest possible platform that you're ever going to use when it comes to building a website, right? Take it for someone that built his own e-commerce platform, and I probably spent like $2 million and 15 years coding it. And then when I sold my walk-on business, like I come over and I'm like, oh my God, where's Shopify been all my life? You know, it's like $30 a month or something. You come along with Shopify and you're like, I've got an idea that I want to do a bundle. You put an app on. I've got an idea I want to put reviews on. You put an app on. Such an easy platform, right? And even in terms of like you've probably done the hard bit, like you've got product photos and all that sort of stuff. Take all this, put it on your site. And then Chris is going to talk about one of our products that we may talk about it if we get a minute, but like just putting your products on a site, on a framework, like, the Nature's Pantry site, like, and then overnight you'll have a business that will be able to, people go online and they go, cool, I can check out easy. I can buy whatever I need to buy. I can give Wayne my money. I'll get my order tomorrow, And most importantly, like it's sewing for you whilst you're asleep. Right. So, unfortunately, with things like the Adobe site and stuff, like it's very hard to check out on a site like this. So for those of you that are brand new and maybe you've got like a Wix site or a WordPress site or something else, like burn that thing to the ground as fast as you can, right? It's very hard. They get hacked, they go down, consumers hate it. So my recommendation to you would be like your brand communication strategy is pretty easy as well, right? Hey, I'm Wayne, I do this thing for the lawn bowls community and It's very specific. It's a bit different than what Simon does, for example, right? So, but we're going to talk about ways that will help you moving forward. And again, like Chris said, we've got like 50, 60, 70-year-old ways using the same process that he's going to talk about. So I won't map out a fast path plan for you because everything that I said to Simon basically relates back to you, and like we'll just help you do that process. So
everything you said about the H1 and H2, yeah, that's gold. I forgot all that. That was what we did 20 years ago.
Awesome.
Yeah. If you've been making websites, then you know what it is. You're like, oh, H3s, I made that in Notepad and Dreamweaver and whatever you used back in the day to make a website. So
I think we're already
Dreamweaver now.
Oh, is this Dreamweaver? Is it? Okay. Oh
no, this is an Adobe site, but my other site, 4tp.com.au, that's Dreamweaver.
Oh, right. Okay. Well, I reckon once you get to know us, you'll pretty quickly go, oh, God, I wish I had found those guys a while ago. Shopify's good. So anyway, I'll cut back to Chris and he'll start talking about unless you want me to add anything.
I just wanted to say, because
I love how you're combining all the Brad Sugar stuff with the Shopify stuff. I think the combination of the two is just brilliant.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. I know I like talking about it because it's so important. And I think most people just don't realize it.
Yeah.
And some people who do it well are doing it well, don't even know they're doing it, right? So that's why we push it so hard. So, because when I meet brands and they go, "Hey, I'm doing $1 million a month," and I'm like, "Oh, all right," because you fluked the story and you fluked this and stuff. But let's fix these things, and now you're doing $2 million, $3 million a month, right? And I know you guys are like, "Oh, $4 million a month is like a lot of money," but they have the same problems that you have, just in different levels. It always comes back to this stuff. So, I'll throw back to Chris now because he's ready to
Thank you.
rock and roll.
Yeah, no, we do have we are chatting with Wayne. I think on Friday we're going to connect anyway. So we'll talk about all that stuff then. But what you mentioned, Wayne, about how like right now the website's a brochure, I think that's an important point to make for everybody here. Like the difference between a good website and a bad website is a lot of the time the bad websites are just brochures. They're just a list of products that someone can go there and buy. But when we build these websites, the reason we're so big on the conversion rate optimization, that brand messaging, is because we're turning it from just a brochure to something that is like, well, we like to say a 24/7 salesperson. So say if you have a brick and mortar store, or you do pop-ups, at markets and things like that, and you do really well, it's usually because obviously the product's gonna be good, but people get to ask you questions, they get to learn about you as a person, as a brand, they get to get a feel for it, they get all these kind of objections handled like on there on the spot. And we just got to make sure that when we go online, that all those same things, all those same questions, who are we, what do we do, and why should you spend money here and not somewhere else, that needs to be answered on the website. And that's the biggest difference. And pretty much, I think what we're getting at there as well, Wayne, and probably going to be
Yeah.
for the same for most of you. I see a lot of people who are just starting, kind of get into that. I'll just grab a bunch of different products and I'll put them on a website. Something will sell. But there's the thing is that like
Mm.
you're not carving that story out. You're not really selling anything. It's just a brochure. It's
Yeah.
just different.
Let me add one thing to that,
Go
right?
for
I
it. Yeah,
don't
of
think,
course.
and I don't think I've said that on this call before, but you should think of your website as your first employee,
Hmm.
ultimately, right? Because like if we nailed your brand message and we nailed how your site converts, your website effectively becomes the 21-year-old version of Wayne that doesn't sleep, that's got tons of energy, that's just out there hustling all day, every day, go and buy more stuff from us. You wake up and you're like, good job, little Wayne. Most people don't think about it like that, though. They're just like, oh, our website costs money and I got to put effort into it. And da, 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 da. I'm like, what's the same with an employee? If you train an employee well, like you send them to work for you, you pay them $30 an hour, they make you $100 an hour, you've got $66 an hour profit out of them. You're like, that's a good investment, right? A website is the same thing. You might pay 5 grand, 10 grand, whatever for a website, but you go, yeah, I paid for that and it makes me 10 grand a month, right? And it pays me 100 grand a year and it's doing all this for me whilst I'm playing bowls, or while Simon's out going finding more crystals, or like what Cindy and her partner are doing, whatever they're doing. Do you know what I mean? So people need to think about it like that. It's not just an investment. It's like, it's like an employee in your business that doesn't sleep. Makes sense? So, and it's never too old to get more employees in your business, obviously. So,
All right, I'll go share my screen again and we'll kind of move on here. But hopefully that was helpful for you too, and hopefully everyone else, found that helpful to follow along. And you can maybe think of this like, how can I do this for my business that I'm trying to create as well. But I do want to ask you guys a question, and kind of hopefully you can get a little bit vulnerable with me. Can you see the rate yourself screen? Are we on the right screen? Yeah,
yeah.
cool.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
guys, I'm going to give you about a minute, and I want you guys to honestly rate yourselves in the chat. Let me know on each section, store, story, and strategy, like we've just gone through before. Where do you rate yourself from? Is it a green, meaning you think you've got it nailed, to a yellow, to, I think, oh, nice art, mate, to yellow, which is, I think I can do better, or red, which is, I got no idea, I need to fix this straight away. I want you guys to, and I'll give you a bit of time and I'll go through and make sure we've got everyone with an answer. Just be very honest with me here. Where do you think you stand with these things with your business? And if you're just new, where do you feel in terms of how confident you are to tackle these things? So I got Simon with a red, red, red. I love the honesty, man. That's good because that means there's a lot of ways to improve. Karina, store red, story, still red because it's not public strategy, red.
Hidden
Gotcha.
story.
Paula, red. Cindy, red, red, red. All right. It's good to understand this, guys, because look, the first thing we do when we help people is, even if it's a big client or someone who's just new, is we get very clear on where are we weak? Where do we need to fill in those gaps? And these are the things that we tackle. So red L plates, story red, store red, story green, nice. And strategy red. Appreciate the honesty. Yeah, yeah. Yellow, yellow, red, green. Let's go, Wayne. All right. Wayne knows his stuff, but we're still gonna make that. We're gonna make that super green when we chat on Friday.
Extra green.
Extremely green, bright green. Cherie Davis, my story is strong, not no store yet. Strategy's orange. All right, cool. We'll help you do it right from the start. User, I'd love a name on you, Mr. User, but store, yellow, story, red, strategy, red. Yep. Okay, cool. So there's a good, it seems like we all can see that there is a bit of growth for us to do to really, tackle these businesses that we want to grow. Ingrid, story, strategy, store, all red. I'm not sure which one, Ingrid. Let me know. But something else I want to ask you now, guys, is I want to know, honestly, if we could get you from where you are right now in each store, story, and strategy to having all three green, I want to know, do you feel like you could build the business that you want, that you could be successful, that you could be more profitable, you could scale it, you could start, you could create that lifestyle that you want? Simon, yeah, Oath, yeah, Mary, yes, Cherie, yes, Raylan, yes, User, I love the name, yes, absolutely, yes, oh yes, Cindy, yeah. Okay, cool, guys. I appreciate you saying that because I agree. I do think that because this is what we do for the brands that we work with. This is how we get those results that I showed you earlier. And it's what we do all day, every day, literally, is work on this stuff for Aussie-based ecom brands. And like I said at the start, if you found this useful, I'm going to share with you how you can continue to get our support in a way that's not even comparable to what we did tonight. It's like 10 times better. I'm not sure if the product niche is the market size. I bet you it does, Ingrid. We've worked about just every product with every niche you could think of. I'm certain there's a niche for your product. I want to introduce you guys to the e-commerce Circle Connect program. So basically, this is where every single day we help Aussie-based e-commerce brands to grow all the way from scratch up until scaling their businesses. And it comes down into three parts on how we do this, on how we really help people nail their website conversion rate, nail that brand story, and also create that digital strategy to profitably grow your business. The first part is with live coaching calls. All right. Now, if you can see this is just a bit of a screenshot here on what they look like typically. But if you like today's session, if you thought today was helpful, guys, we do about I think it's 6 or 7 at the moment of these a week. And they're all on specific areas of e-commerce. So for example, we have one that's fully about the brand messaging, one that's fully about website conversion rate optimization, one that's fully about email, one that's fully about just general marketing. We've got just about everything that you'll need in live calls that go even deeper on than what we did here, and obviously no marketing. So if you'd like the support that you got today, but you want that more constantly and a little bit more depth, guys, you can't even compare to the calls that we do in there. We do crazy amounts of them, and you'll get access to everything. Most calls go for 1 to 2 hours. They're great. You come on, you learn live from a coach, you get to ask questions, and you get feedback, and that's kind of a big part of the growth. The second thing is we have that private community held in Slack. Now, let me know in the chat if you're unfamiliar with Slack. But all Slack is it's like Facebook. It's just a forum. It's very organized. You can see roughly this is what it looks like on the left. And it's just broken down into a bunch of channels for these different areas of e-commerce. So anytime you need support or you need feedback or guidance with any of these areas, you have a place. There's about 200 other Aussie brands in there where you can go in there, ask a question, and get feedback in the same day. So you're no longer going to YouTube or just Googling, hoping for free answers that might work. This is the place to go anytime you need to know what is working now, what is my next step, and where to get help, honestly, every step of the way. Hate Slack with a vengeance, Simon. You're going to need to love it, and you will love it after you use it like this. But it's very simple, guys. It's just a couple channels. We have people like Karen in there who's almost 70, just like killing it. She loves it. And the last bit to this is our course structure. So for a lot of people, I know there's a lot of beginners here. And what we did is we developed courses for each thing that we teach. We like people to come in and first go tackle the course. They go for about an hour each. For example, Chris McLean, he does his brand messaging strategy course. So you can come in, take the course, and now you know how the process works. You can start tackling it yourself. You get access to that spreadsheet, and then you can come to the call with Chris McLean, learn from him, ask questions directly, and get feedback. And in between the week, you go to the Slack community, you ask questions there, you do a bit of work on the process, and you get feedback. And this is how we help people to every single week to grow and grow and grow. And just so you know, guys, the reason we're able to get such good results is because look, Paul has surrounded himself with people who are even better than him at each area, right, of e-commerce. We have this top-notch level of coaches. Well,
that's not true.
And so here, guys, the people here who you see coaching. So, for example, we got Lockie who runs meta ads, Philip who does Google, obviously Chris who does brand strategies, for example. the reason we're able to give you such relevant information that works now, that's going to get you results, is because each of these guys are a specialist in the areas who actually do the work for our clients that are already scaling. So we're literally just sharing you what is working for our clients right now across all the different niches, across all the different sizes. So it's relevant to you, and it's basically going to be the best thing to the best strategies to get you to where you need to be. And a big thing for us guys is that we really want to get super kind of like laser focused on your time. Like we're not here at all in the e-commerce circle to just give you a bunch of homework. We know a lot of you have very busy days, busy schedules, got kids, already have your full-time businesses. We want to make sure, guys, that we give you the things that you need to focus on next, not that here's everything you could focus on, because that's usually the difference between someone succeeding and not, is that they are laser focused on the correct things. And I know I spoke to a couple of you earlier in the phone, and a lot of you thought like, you are after help, which is awesome, but you've spoken with a couple of people who are asking for thousands of dollars for something like this. This community that I'm speaking about that gives you all the things I just went through, we're making it $97 a month. It is a $97 a month subscription. There's no lock-in. Of course, you can pay for a year if you want to save a couple months on top of that. But guys, there's no subscription at all. We want to create a place where it is so accessible for everyone who wants to build a business. It's in Australian, yes, Ingrid, absolutely. We want to build a platform that is so no-brainer for you to get in, where you can build a business and it's not going to cost you an arm and a leg, because the reason why is that it's going to help us to grow more businesses and have more impact. And for us, what that means is the more success stories we create, the more people we can work with down the track. So for us, we're trying to make this as accessible as possible for people like yourself to grow your brands. So Roxy has just dropped a link down there. If you want to jump in, guys, I recommend, if you want to grow your business and you want to be around serious people who can support you, who know what they're doing on this journey, then go through there. I want you to subscribe, join in today, and I'm going to give you one more reason to jump in tonight, because I truly do value people who are action takers, who they know what they want to do, and when they hear something like this, they know it's the thing to do. They go and jump on it. It's generally because these are the people who we can get the best results with anyway. So what I'm doing is, guys, for everyone who does sign up before midnight, what we're going to do is we're going to have a one-to-one session with each of you. And this is going to be kind of like how we did it just before, for the two businesses we looked at, in terms of creating a 90-day fast path plan. And the whole idea here is that we're going to jump on, and I'm going to basically, me or Paul or Chris are going to jump on with you and say, hey, look, you've got X amount of hours a week. This is your goal. This is exactly how you're going to use that time in the circle to achieve that goal the fastest. So we're going to help get laser focused. That's why we call it the fast path plan, because we're going to get you to that goal of yours the fastest. Now, even some of you, I think I know Wayne, we're already chatting on Friday. I'd love you to jump in anyway. I believe Simon, I know we're probably going to have to do a little bit more work anyway. So some of you who are in the more grow up phase or already have a businesses running, we might need to do a little bit more hands-on work, but I would still love you to jump into the community, and instead we'll use that call for more of a kind of a strategy call on how we'll tackle that next. But I know, Simon, it's not 2K a month. I know that is kind of, we get told a lot that this should be a lot more expensive, and it is correct. But again, the reason we do this is because, strictly, guys, for us, the more people we can create, we can help create really good businesses, it's the more people we can work with down the track. So it's beneficial for us to help you as much as possible. And that's why we do this. For our nearly signed up the other day for a 2K one. Yeah, sorry, Paul, you want to jump in there?
So also why I do this, right, is because I want to be the guy that I needed when I started my e-commerce journey for you guys. So I've spent hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars on coaching and mentorship and all the other stuff, right? And absolutely, there's other people in the space who run e-commerce coaching communities. And if I'm being honest, most of them are shit. But they also only teach you one thing. Most of them either teach you like drop shipping and they go, that's it. Or they teach you like, print on demand. So they go, we'll teach you how to sell crappy t-shirts on the internet, or they'll teach you how to just run meta ads, right? So my mission, is to build the biggest coaching community in Australia with the best coaches in Australia, and make it so affordable that all those other people find it very hard to exist. Because I don't want them giving you terrible information, and I don't see a need that you should be paying these people $2,000 a month just to teach you how to run meta ads, right? So again, like my mission, our coaches are like, we want to meet you where you're at. We want to be the people that we needed to be a long time ago, right? So that you don't waste lots and lots of time trying to figure this out on your own. You don't go to YouTube and you watch all the bloody gurus that are changing the goalposts every day. We want you to come into our community, and watch what literally every other brand is doing in there. And they go, oh, we're following the system that Paul has developed and it works for them. And we'll go, cool. As you get stuck, the whole community comes together and I go, let's get your unstuck. And as you're scaling, the whole community comes together and go, cool, how do we help you scale faster? Right. So, because like I said, unfortunately, like most coaches and most communities are one trick ponies, and you cannot grow a business with just like knowing how to run ads, right? As Simon has already probably experienced, right? He's like, someone taught me to run meta ads, told me to run $500 a day, never told me to do any of the other stuff. Like if he had figured this out a while ago, he'd be killing it now, right? So just want to be really, really clear on that. And if for any reason, like you think $97, you go, I tried it and I hate it, message us, right? And we'll give you a full refund. Right. So
never happened.
It's never happens. Do you know what I mean? We get people say, hey, I'm busy because I've got life and I've got kids and I've got a job and da da da. I said, yeah, we'll come back, whatever, blah, blah, blah. We've got people in there that have full-time jobs that are running massive corporate jobs. I was talking to one of the members last week and he was literally on this call last week. And I won't tell you what he does, but he's head of product at a massive telecommunications company in Australia. And he's got an ecom brand, and he's like, I'm so glad I met you last week because you told me the things I need to fix. I can still do my job. I now got this ecom brand. I know where I'm going. He goes, stuff's already looking better. He goes, cool. I went to 2 calls. That was great. I watched the recordings. That's good. He goes, I know what I'm doing. I know how to get help when I need it. That's what we built this for. All right. So we got people, just to be clear, people in there that are still getting a couple $100,000 a year at their job running ecom brands, or people that are full on all into running an ecom brand and just like, what do I do next? So, So Roxy and Chris has put a link in there. I'll also say, like, super happy anyone that does this before like tonight. Like if you guys buy that, again, $97, Chris and I together will jump on and do your fast path plans for you. So you literally get to do what I did with Simon, right? And that's super rare. I should be charging you like $1,000 to do that. But like anyone that does it today, go on and go, here's what you should do. And I'm probably going to say you need to fix your story and your strategy. But we'll pretty quickly look at your products and see what else you got going on and be like, I would stop that or I'll do this and rah, rah. So not only you jump in the community, you got a clear path of where you're going. You know what calls you should be going. You go to our scorecard calls, which we do every Monday, where we're like, hey, we're bringing on a few of you and going, here's what you need to be working on, over the next, journey of your business. So I can see a few people signing up so far, so that's good.
I know we had 29 people here still spending time with us. Which obviously means you're keen to grow the business. It must be nice not to do it for that price. I know everyone here is obviously keen to grow the business and you're still hanging around despite us talking to you about this offer. So maybe you have some questions. This is a chance, guys. We usually stay on for about 15 minutes at the end of this just to honestly go through any questions you might have about the program, about us, about your goals, whatever it may be. But the floor is yours, guys. Come off mute, ask a question, or just use a chat and we'll answer any questions you have.
Yeah. Let me ask one question I think is always very valuable in this setting is like, I'm going to go around the room and I'm just going to pick out some people because you're still sitting here. And I'm going to start with like Cindy and Bianca and Fuller and go, if you were to do this, what are you most scared of happening? All right. So if you go $97 a month, I'm committed to hanging out with Paul for like a month. Give me one thing that you're most scared about is happening. I'll start with anything, Cindy. Sorry, I don't know Cindy's partner.
Josh.
All right.
Yeah, look, we're keen, Paul, to be honest with you.
Okay.
But we're at the very, very early stages, right? So we haven't got a website, haven't got anything yet. And so we've got a product, got a really good product that's unique and so on, which is fantastic. But we're right at the start of this, but want to get it going as quick as possible.
Yeah, cool. Okay, so for you, perfect example, grab this, jump on a call, we'll go on and I'll be like, do you have a website? You go, I don't have a website. I go, cool. Here's a few options. Like we can build you a website. Like as I spoke about before, we run an agency, we build hundreds of sites a year. And I go, option 1, we can build you a website. Option 2, we've got a thing called a store converter kit where you build a high converting website yourself using our process. And it's like way cheaper. So we'll talk about that on the call for you guys and you'll be like, cool, I know what I need to do now. So
I went to go sign up, but it took me off the meeting. So
okay. All right.
All good.
No stress.
All good.
Do that later then. All good.
And you'll get the link over SMS anyway afterwards to get before midnight. A couple of questions here. So Wayne, like I know you want to work on Roger Clark's business, like which is a client of yours. Look, guys, you can come into the circle and we can work on any business you want. Like it really doesn't matter. And we're going to jump in a call once you jump in, Wayne, anyway. And we'll talk about Roger Clark's business, but there might even be a chance to do two at one time. We'll be able to talk about that specifically though on a call, and that won't be a problem. Ingrid, it's also, I know you're on WordPress. Ingrid, to be honest, look, we can't recommend e-commerce on WordPress, and I don't want to teach you like the wrong thing. So if you can't make the investment work with Shopify and the Circle, it just is what it is. I hope that you can see the value that you can make that money back, $97 in a month, by doing things the right way, like we have with a lot of people. You have to be on Shopify if you want to do e-commerce. It would just be wrong for us to tell you otherwise. So we can't help you if you're on WordPress. It'd be very hard. Very hard.
Look, you can't, like, there's many people who run Shopify websites. I mean, WooCommerce websites, but as far as I'm concerned, and I can say this because we used to make hundreds of WordPress sites here, they are incredibly difficult to keep up and running, and they're dying a slow death. But the single most important thing that's with WordPress that sucks is most consumers are so trained now to go to an e-commerce website and they see the big ugly purple button that says like checkout now with ShopPay, right? And they click that, and within 2 seconds you've got their money. WooCommerce, like you got to log in, you go, oh, what's my email? What's my password? What's my address? Right?
Lot of issues.
Kills your conversion rate. So like if someone's serious about building an e-commerce brand business, you don't do it in WooCommerce. The only time you would ever use WooCommerce is if you're selling something really sketchy. And I'm being honest here, like, you know, if you're selling like something really sketchy that you shouldn't be selling on the internet, right? You'd use something like that, because then Shopify can't shut you down. You know, but you guys are all pretty honest and ethical, and no one's selling bloody missile launchers or something. I don't know, right? Whatever, you know, on the black market. So go with Shopify.
She does ask, can I start and then switch? And yeah, Ingrid, if you want to start in the Circle with your WordPress store and then slowly move over, that's completely fine. We've done 100%. Similar things before on Etsy and things like that. So that's no worries at all. Definitely jump in and we'll help you with that.
Crystal meth. Is that's Simon's upsell? You get crystal in the
just drink it, don't.
Mary, are there fees to having a Shopify account? There's just the subscription for Shopify, I believe. And if you want apps, some of them have subscriptions with that, but it's all pretty clear when you do sign up. Emega, scared of creating too much traffic and can't keep up with the demand on our product because you ran an ad and it went over your capacity. Look, I'd love to ask you, Emega, if you can come off mute. Like, what is the goal for the business then? If you're scared of more sales, I guess what is the goal for the business? Or you can just type it there, because like if you're not looking to make more sales, then you're probably good already. Then you don't need help. But if you do want to make more sales, and that's a pretty good problem to have, having too many products to make. We used to go. The steady rate. Yeah, absolutely.
So obviously a lot of the stuff we do in the community, and we didn't touch on this because there's a lot of beginners on here, but we have multiple different programs where like I teach you guys how to become better business owners. And the biggest way I teach you how to become better business owners is understanding what you should be doing and then build a team to do the thing for you. So for example, like I've taken brands from like, you know, just random ones, one from 30 grand a month to $500,000 a month. And then I'm like, cool, like you shouldn't be doing customer service. You shouldn't be doing order pick and packing. You shouldn't be doing half of these other things. I go, let's go build a little team to do that. And you go, yeah, even VAs in the Philippines or part-timers or whatever. So if, you know, for brands that grow quickly, like I help a lot of those people do that kind of stuff, right to the level of like, you know, I will help people hire marketing managers for brands that are doing millions of dollars, because they go, I don't want to do that anymore. And I go, cool, I'll build a marketing manager into your business, you know. Or someone goes, oh, I'm picking too much orders now, and I go, cool, I'll help you find a third-party logistics company. So we help that. So there's no problem that anyone on this call is going to have, unless you turn around and go, Paul, I'm doing $10 million a month. And I'd be like, all right, well, that might be a bit of a challenge, but pretty much guarantee that, you know, we'll be right with all the issues that you've got. So do you have any questions, Bianca or Karina or other people that have sat here very patiently?
David, Jed.
Feel free to come off mute. Karina, Bianca's looking at us.
I haven't started my prep. When I need studying, put the product in. That's just we'll connect. Sure thing. I do want to address something. So if you feel like it's too early for you to start, I want to kind of turn this around and say, like, actually the time I recommend to jump in is as soon as you decided you do want to start. That's when you should jump in. So one thing that we do for beginners is we help you to kind of cut corners. We show you what are the strategies to start the best way, like how to pick a good product, how to make sure it's quality, how to build your branding around it, how to build a store. It's no use waiting till you have a store to join, because then you've probably already done the store wrong by then.
Exactly.
Probably
done wrong. You bought the wrong theme, you know what I mean? And you join and go, oh shit, I didn't know I shouldn't use that theme. Like, you know, oh, I picked the wrong product. Oh, I shouldn't have done that. So like being around our community, exactly like Chris was alluding to, is that you're in, even if you're brand new, right? Like think about it like this, being in proximity to people that are doing really well, you're going to do better, right? So I don't know many sports people that are on the call. I know Wayne plays bowls. Do you know what I mean? But at some point, Wayne probably had no idea how to play bowls. So what did he do? He went to the bowls club and watched the blokes play bowls. And he watched them, watched them, watched them. I'll have a crack. Sat in the background. He didn't go out there first day and go, I'm going to go hit the white ball at the end of it or whatever the rules is. So it's the same as e-commerce. Like you guys come and sit on calls in the background, and we're not going to put you on the spot and be like, hey, you know, Cindy, hey, you going today? And you're like, I'm embarrassed because that dude's doing hundreds of grand a month and I'm new. We want you to sit in the background and go, cool, I see what you're talking about to them. Right. So when that time comes for you to do that, you're like, St. Paul talk about that 10 times now. So I know the path there. You know, it's like, how do I become really good at running? It's like you watch people do it. You go, I'll have a crack. I'll start running a bit faster. Soon you know it, you're like, cool, I can run fast, right? So that's why we make this so like, you know, I know inclusive is a buzzword and all that shit, but like it's bring everyone, weird quirks and all, and cool personalities and blah, 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 blah. And be like, get on, have fun, have a joke, da, 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 ask questions, get help, and just go, cool, I'm doing the right thing at the right time, right? David said, I'm not familiar with Shopify at all. Man, that's easy. Like you go and get a Shopify account, you know, watch the YouTube.
Karen's using it. Karen, you know.
Yeah. It's just
like, guys, go on our YouTube channel, go look at, we have an interview with Karen. We got Karen to do an interview specifically because she's like an older lady, she admittedly. She's not techie at all. She was on Etsy and she wanted to make a website. She's doing awesome now. And, you know, if she can do it, trust me, you can learn to use your Shopify website. Bianca,
if you can use Facebook, you can use Shopify, put it that way. Or if you can use whatever, you go to YouTube. If you can use Netflix, you can use Shopify, you know. Even though if you get stuck, right, we have a dedicated channel inside Slack called Shopify Help. So heaven forbid, Wayne's like, you know, where's the eject button in Shopify? You go, Wayne, click this button and it'll go do that. And the way you go, oh, cool. How do I process an order? Do this. Do you know what I mean? Like it's super easy. That's why I started with Shoplift, because I couldn't do anything. Yeah.
So I see Bianca saying, definitely interested. I'm just overwhelmed with too many ideas, but I have a brand story. Perfect. So one of the things that we're specifically going to do on your fast path plan call, Bianca, is to just get very specific on what you need to focus on and how you need to do it in the circle. So that's like one of the biggest issues is when you're starting or you're in that earlier stage, there's so many things you feel like you need to focus on, but there's only a couple things that will really get you to the next step quick. So what we're going to do is we're going to jump on and we'll get very specific on the next things you need to focus on to get you to that next step quicker. And then everything else you ignore because it doesn't matter. You know, unless you're already spending like 10 grand a month or something on ads, then we got to not ignore it. But if you're not, then no problem. Then we'll just kind of get you on the right track and do things properly from the start. But you guys, if you're just starting, I cannot fathom enough how important it is. Like the amount of times I've had this conversation when someone's like, yeah, I'll be ready soon to jump in. And by the time we speak again later, they already have tried other things and already just not seen any success. And then you feel so much more backwards. So I'm always like, guys, if you're starting, just learn how to do it right from the get-go. It's $97 to learn it properly to build a real business. Pretty cheap in my opinion. Let's see, Simon.
David is built on Magento. Magento is a nightmare of a platform. Like I've built many Magento sites, man, and they're just the hardest thing ever to like. Originally, you guys know the brand Swan security cameras? About 10 years ago, like I built a Magento site for them and we'd charge them like $500,000, right? And that thing was a nightmare, you know, and I've built hundreds of Magento sites. Like, do not use it. There is no one you should be using, you know. And if you understand Magento, you'll be fine, you know. You can run affiliate programs. It's literally like turn on a button and you can run affiliate programs inside of Shopify. And there's like 15 or 20 different apps that you can use to do it. Anywhere from like, you know, $10 to hundreds, right? So we got many members in there that run monster affiliate programs in their businesses and they just like, you know. So again, like we talk about that in the community too. Like here's how we do it, here's how they do it, blah, blah. We got a recording, we can show you one of our members that unwrapped the whole process that she did and she's like, here, go use it as you wish. So
Paul, do you want to run new people through how we can help them set up a new store if they haven't set up with Shopify X? I think we can set it up for them cheaper, I believe.
Yeah, 100%. So once you join, all you need to do is just message me or Chris, and our development team will come along and basically go, just give us your email, give us your business name. We will make you a Shopify account, and then you don't pay anything. I think you get a longer term with us anyway, but you don't pay anything until your site goes live, basically. So, like, say for example, for Cindy and Josh, did you say, was that right? So you guys, you join now, $97. Tomorrow, you message us, Katharina from our team. I'll just go, hey, message Katharina. She'll set it all up. You guys log in. She makes you a store admin. You guys jump in straight away, and you're like, oh yeah, I can start adding products and figuring it out. And not until you're ready do we hand it over to you and go live, and then you start paying your whatever it is, $30 a month or something.
Yep.
So,
Awesome.
so yeah, if you guys don't have a site, then that's the best way to do it.
Perfect.
Do you do the Google Webmaster Tools for Shopify? We teach everything about SEO. A few random questions from Ingrid. But yeah, that's that sort of stuff happens on the coaching course as well. So the other thing, I mean, the more I talk, the more I'm like, oh, I forgot to mention this. Like I've got an AI platform that I've built, right? That I think this is getting pretty high level now, but like you guys seen what I did with ChatGPT, right? So we've got a platform that I'm just about to launch, and members in the community will get access to it, but you'll be able to go into it and go, hey, write my ads for me, right? And inside of like 5 seconds, you'll have an ad, and then you'll be able to go, hey, next GPT, go to my website, find SEO issues, boom, go do this thing, done. Go to the brand strategy thing, done, right? So we're building all of this infrastructure so people can solve specific problems and do it very quickly. And everything that sits inside of these GPTs that I'm done is basically my brain dump into it, right? So for example, you guys can go in there and there's like literally like a winning product formula GPT, so if you have no product at all, you can go into that GPT and you go, hi, my name's Josh and this is Cindy, and like we want to sell this thing, and you go, do you think it's going to be a winning product? And I've spent like 10 hours training that particular thing to go and tell you yes or no. So
he literally stays up at midnight doing this stuff.
I'm a bit of a weirdo. Yeah. So you get to use that. So you can talk to it 24 hours a day, and it's like me. And then you go to the community and you can talk to us in person. All right. And then you can go to the calls and you can ask us on calls. So whatever floats your boat, basically, you got so many options, right? But it's all the actual correct information.
That's the important thing. We missed one, Paul. We missed one from Tanya, who asked, have we developed a magazine subscription website in Shopify? We've done many subscription ones. I don't think specifically a magazine, but I don't see why that would be any different. We've done digital products, subscription products, physical products, you name it. So definitely you can build it on Shopify.
Is it a magazine as in it's a digital magazine, or what is it? What sort of magazine?
It's a public policy magazine and digital.
Digital.
Yeah, right. Interesting.
And I like to be able to sell the articles because they're quite comprehensive articles.
Okay.
Singly, like an article, and also a combination of articles as a full magazine.
Yeah, right. Interesting. I don't see why not, because you can definitely sell digital products inside of Shopify. We got one lady that sells dress patterns in there, right? And she does like hundreds of thousands of dollars in bloody dress patterns a month. So you go in there and you spend like $20 to buy a dress pattern, So it's a digital.
What's
it's a digital product.
You can sell the same product over and over again.
100%. Yeah, exactly. You can definitely. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you definitely do that. Absolutely. And then you can sell in the future. You can sell physical products to go along with it potentially as well. And then you can sell merchandise if you want to sell merchandise, and then you can sell whatever, and you can do recurring subscriptions. So you go, hey, every month you get the product. It's a bit different than what Shopify is like largely useful, but at the end of the day, it is a content management system which lets you sell, put content on there and sell things. So yeah.
I think we had another one I want to address. Raywin, I want to start up but don't have a product or a brand story. Are you able to help me? Again, this is kind of the same thing. When you're at the starting point, what you want to do is be around other people who are doing what you want to do. So in the circle, we will have help in terms of products, but very much for people who are just starting, it's like how do you get going? Be around the other brands. There's about 200 or so Aussie brands in there. The best thing you can do is be around these other products, these other people running these brands. Come to the calls, see the ideas that they have, and also we do have just general guidelines on how to get good products and how to pick them. But you want to be around as many people doing it as you can. That's how you will grow the fastest and get to where you want to be. So 100% Raywin, we can support that.
So we've got one brand that's joined yesterday or the day before. So he's a friend of one of my best friends, and they came to me, and this guy has a very good job. He's like, Paul, I want to sell a certain type of product. I won't give away what it is, but it is a product that you wear, basically. And he's like, he goes, I think I've got a good product, blah, blah, blah. I said, cool. You know how we vet this is like, first off, start with your brand story. Again, so I'm like, who are you trying to sell it to? What are you saying to them? Why are you doing it? What are your beliefs? All the stuff I showed you in the spreadsheet, right? I said, so you and Chris in this particular instance, because they want to go incredibly fast. And I'm just like, look, you know, we have another service where you can do this one-to-one with Chris, and you guys will spend like 6 hours together and you'll blast through it. And then by the end of that, you'll be really clear about who you're trying to sell the product and what you want to say to them. And then step 2 for them is I'm like, I've got a product sourcing guy in the community, and they will go to China for you, and they'll go, hey, I want to buy this particular product, and I want to spend whatever, 5 grand, 10 grand, 100 grand on the product. Go to the factories, find me the product, bring it back here, and they help you do that, and you get cool. And by that stage, they'll then have a website. So website's ready to rock and roll. The brand story is ready to rock and roll. They got a product, turn your ads on. So again, we help people that want to move and we haven't gone into it here too much, but like, we help some people where we go, we'll build your full website for you. You know, it'll take us 8 weeks. It'll cost this much money. Other people go, we'll do your brand story for you. It'll take this long and we'll nail it, right? And then we'll run your ads and da-da-da. But the community, what we're talking about for you guys is like for the self-starter kind of area. But again, not everyone is like, I don't want to do it all myself. I don't want to go to calls. I just want you guys to do it. So like for transparency, we obviously do that as well. You know, so someone like Simon, you know, a chat between me and Simon would be like, mate, let me fix your website for you once and for all properly. It's going to take this much time. It's going to cost this much money. Do you want to do that? He's like, yeah, fix that, fix this, fix that. And you're like, yeah, cool. Go ahead, please. Do you know what I mean? But someone brand new that doesn't have big funds, money to spend, they go, here's your journey. So we just meet you wherever you're at, basically. So makes sense? Get out of my head. So I want to be clear on that, like, because every other community is very much just like they do things one way. We don't, because I meet people. Let's assume I'm talking to Wayne. Do you know what I mean? And I'm pretty good judge of character. I'm like, Wayne's a young fella, and he's like, mate, I could be doing 100 grand in his business, but in 3 months, I'd like to do it like that fast. And I'm like, cool. His journey with us might be different than someone like, say, Vola. Vola's like, I'd be happy to do $1,000 in 3 months. And I'm just assuming. Do you know what I mean? Right? So I go, cool. She wants to do $1 million a month by 3 months, whatever. So whatever that looks like, once you guys join the community and you get the opportunity to do the plan with Chris Volato, then we're like, this is the order that you should do. And this is the things will help you do that all in the journey. Right. So,
yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yes. And I want to answer for Crest, is the live coaching recorded to be watched after? Yeah, guys, obviously we understand everyone's busy and working different hours of the day. Yeah, we record everything, and there is actually a recordings tab. So you can go and watch any recordings that you missed. And obviously you can also reach out to the coaches. They're lovely people, and with the spare time they have, they do try and help out. So you can always ask questions to them and the other people in the community if you can't make certain calls. And then you also ask Crest, if we created a website for someone, does it cost more than the $97 per month? Just to be very frank, guys, the $97 per month, this is our group learning community. It's a mentoring community. And we do the one-on-one at the start to help you get going. But other than
we'll
that,
talk about the pricing on a call with you.
It's all group learning, and we'll talk about the investment on a call if you would like for that. But obviously, for us to build a website from scratch, we have our full-scale dev team, about like 10 people in that we pay to build a website. It takes about 120 hours. So there's a lot more that goes into that than the coaching. So it is a different investment. I just want to make that clear. Thank you, guys. I'll be in touch, and I have to go. No worries, Bianca. See you in there, and we'll jump on our call for tomorrow. Any of you in Melbourne? Actually, most of the team are. Most of us are in Melbourne, so we do catch up sometimes locally, but we have a lot of people over Australia. But
where are you, Vola?
Melbourne.
Where are you located?
Melbourne.
Whereabouts?
Bulleen.
Just around the corner. You just need Chris. You need both the Chris's. So
somewhat.
I don't have time to walk my dog. Does anybody want to walk him?
Not that close.
Yeah. I'm in Melbourne. I'm in the Macedon Ranges, which is near Romsey, like Woodend.
Even better.
Yeah, it's not bad.
I'm right at the bottom where they're building the east-west link, and it's a nightmare. And
did you get paid out? Did you get paid out? Did you have to move or anything?
No.
You weren't one of the lucky ones.
No. Not very many people got paid out. But I tell you what, I wouldn't want to get paid out. I mean, it's such a great area, this area.
Oh, Bouillon's
Some stories I've heard, I wouldn't mind a couple million just to relocate.
As long as you don't get like a
I'm
sinkhole or
with
something.
you. Not just a couple of million, just add a private jet as well.
Yeah, why not? Throw it in.
But that's why you need an e-commerce business that crushes
That's
it.
right.
Buy your own.
Right.
Who
And
needs the freeway?
I've got mine all ready to go, but it's difficult to explain in a sentence on here.
Sure.
That's why you need a brand strategy.
We'll jump on and we'll go through it there. That'll be your time one-on-one with us. And we can
Okay.
kind of go. So on that call, usually I use it to get a better chance. Obviously, everyone's got a different story and different context. I get a chance to understand you and where you're at. That way I can say, this is how you'll tackle it in the circle. So definitely jump in. We'll do that one-to-one call as long as you get in before midnight.
Because I believe that we'll be able to fund what the other side of what I want to do.
Yeah, perfect. Yep.
Yeah,
sounds
cool.
good.
I'll come to that
Deb,
call
I
as
saw
well.
Deb just jump in.
Chat.
How are you, Deb? Have you been following along the session, or did you just join in now?
I've literally just joined in. I just come in from work and I've just joined in. So
you got the
we're
good
right
bit.
at the point where we're like, here's the thing to buy. So you probably missed all the good stuff.
We'll send you the replay
again, and I can rejoin at some other point.
We'll send you the whole recording, Deb, after this, so you can check it out and still get the good stuff. But look, we have a private community, $97 a month. We're sending everyone links now. Watch the recording. If you like us, we can keep chatting afterwards about what we can do in that community.
You'll like us. We're pretty nice.
Right.
Michelle, you have to go. No worries. Thank you so much for spending the time. I look forward to seeing you on the call. We've still got 24 people in here, which is crazy. It's almost been 2 hours. So
yeah, no, we're going to go as well, but we'll be signing.
Let's do it.
Sending the link through to.
So guys, the link is in chat. I've just dropped it there. If you haven't received it yet, Roxy from our team will also SMS you. Look out in your SMSs for another link. We've got to get in before midnight to get that one-on-one call. So either of those, Cindy, that would be completely fine. Raywin, yes, back in recording as well. No worries. Look, the recording's great. Raywin, you want the good stuff inside the circle. I recommend just if you're jumping in the circle, you do not need the recording anymore. What we do in there is going to be 100 times better.
Okay.
No worries.
This is the basic stuff, honestly, like what Chris said, So you'll get in
You've
and
got
you'll
to
be
try.
like,
What was that, Paul?
That was me, so that was someone else chatting.
Oh, no, good. On these calls, guys, so to be transparent, we do these because we want a chance to put ourselves out there for people like you who are looking for help, so we can show you this is what we do to get results, this is how we do it, this is the kind of people that we are. And if you like us, okay, cool. Now you can continue to get the support moving forward. But to do this, really, I wouldn't rely on a 1 hour a week call that's like, this is honestly very general. We try to fit a lot into 1 hour. The circles where you're going to get like the real depth and the support that you'll need. So definitely do not rely on these weekly workshops. You want to be in the circle.
Yeah.
Hi.
We still got 20. Sorry, go ahead.
I've got a question. I'm sorry. Both my keyboard and my video have died. If I wanted to come and join in a couple of months' time, is that still possible?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
We're not going anywhere.
Thank you.
No worries. That was asking that.
Cherie.
Sorry, I couldn't see you come up on Zoom. Okay.
No, she said everything's broken at Cherie's house. That's, I think she said.
Excellent. Why the few months, Cherie? What are you waiting for?
Yeah.
I haven't got my products finalized yet, so I've kind of a bit overwhelmed with that at the moment. So once I've got that nailed down.
Would it be useful to be around people who can make the overwhelm very clear and outline what you need to do, and also give you guidance in terms of what products are good? Would that be helpful to you?
Yes and no. I have some people helping me with that at the moment.
Sure.
But they are not Shopify people, so that's where it really interests me.
Yeah. So
what's the problem you're having? Sure. Let's solve the problem for you now. I'm gonna do it for free, and then you'll be like, I'm joining tomorrow. Give us a quick version.
Once I've got my product finalized and I'm good to go, I've got to actually do a little bit of testing with it first. So it's going to take me a little while to be at the point where I'm ready to kind of jump in and go.
What sort of product is it?
It's pet product.
Pet product. Okay. So we have 320 people in the community, right? So as soon as you get the product, you can go, Paul, is it okay if I post in the general chat room if anyone would be open to testing my product? And I go for it. Within like 2 minutes, you're going to have like 50 people go, we'll test it for you. And they're people who understand e-commerce products, and they'll be able to go, yeah, it's good, it's bad, it's whatever, and give you feedback, right? So the community instantly will go, boom. So rather than you going to asking your friends, and your friends are always going to say it's great because they don't want to make you cry. Whereas our community will give you good advice. I've always got a question.
You're waving goodbye. Sorry.
No. I do that when I have a Zoom meeting with work because nobody.
Yes, understood.
Yeah.
Hands up.
Just you mentioned like third-party Shopify. When it comes to like a fulfillment service, is that something that you do as well?
Yeah, we've got lots of partners that offer third-party logistics. So when you're at the time where you're like, hey, I need a 3PL in Melbourne, again, I know like 30, but I'll be like, yeah, this is what Vol does, putting a shout out to the community. Can anyone help her? Within a day, you would have heaps of answers. You would have people who would have gone, yeah, I've used them. They're good, they're bad, they're whatever. And you'll go, great. And you're not spending months trying to figure it out on your own.
True. And would they be able to do worldwide shipping?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, definitely.
And if you help with the Shopify accounts, is that accessible worldwide?
Is your Shopify accessible worldwide? Yeah, absolutely. Have you got a .com or a .com.au domain name?
It's very tricky. I've got the store. I've got the, what do you call it? I've got the story, but I just don't have a name for it.
Oh, okay.
And I've got all the designs and everything. All come from life experiences. So
Well, Karen, the 60,
late
60 something, she sells worldwide. She makes her own products, right? So she's a tea leaf reader. I don't know if anyone knows what a tea leaf reader is, but basically, she reads your tea leaves and she'll be like, Deb, you're going to win the lotto tomorrow and you're going to do this and da-da-da. And you're like, well, that sounds good. Anyway, she sells products that enables other people to do that. And she sells them globally. So on her Shopify site. So
I don't need to make anything. I just want to put the words that I have on what I want to do, and then let the system take over.
Yeah, easy. And people will find you online and go,
totally. I believe it'll work.
What's your product?
With SEO marketing, because I think with SEO sort of, certain words and things like that, it'll be found really easy.
What is it you're selling? Can I ask, or is it a secret at the moment?
It's
a mystery.
It's not really a secret, but I'd rather not say, because then
I
don't want to. I don't want to be laughed.
On our one-to-one.
I don't want to be laughed at.
Don't worry,
no.
On our one-to-one, but we're all here to grow the businesses. You'll find once you're in the community, it's a very open group of people who are just about helping each other grow their businesses.
No one's in there judging.
If I make a lot of money, I have no problems.
We got to make the money first. Make the money first, and then all right. No worries.
I have no problems helping anything and anyone.
But that's the kind of person we want in there. Look,
don't forget me when you're rich. Don't forget us when you're rich. For we help you. So, but to add to that, though, right? So we had so many people sell all kinds of different stuff in the community. Do you know what I mean? Like, give me anything. It'd be like dog collars.
I know Jade sells pelvic floor things, and she's like, it's basically sex toys at this point, is what she sells.
Yeah, like right up to people who sell bloody blue glasses, to people who sell golf simulators, to people who sell like anything you can think about. Like, we've got a same-sex couple in there, Gordon and his partner, and that Darren, they sell t-shirts to a certain niche, for example. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it has got to do with t-shirts, caps, mugs. To have a current boss tell me, we don't want to employ you because you've got a bullish approach, and I want millions of those mugs to be out there in the world.
Yeah, right on that. So I mean, those guys are an example. There's a probably, I think it should be on our YouTube channel. Gordon did a video for us like 2 days ago. He's like, before I started, we did this much, now we're doing this much, and we sell t-shirts, and he's like, community is awesome, everyone's very, gets in, has a laugh, and I'll say as well, like, e-commerce people, we're all quite unique, right? Like normal people don't want to run an e-commerce business because it's too hard. Like, everyone's like ADHD, autism, Asperger's, depression, anxiety, where like our community is super cool. Like, so we're all in there cheering each other on. No one's laughing at anyone. I have a very strict no dickhead policy. if anyone's ever rude in there, they're out of the community in a minute, right? So none of that stuff ever happens in here either. I don't think it's ever happened anyway, but like everyone just wants to
It
wants to
doesn't
see
cost
everyone
anything
win.
doesn't cost anything to be kind. That's all I say.
100% agree. Yeah.
We went through teething issues where we let everyone in at the start, and like we figured out quickly that there's a certain type of person we want or we don't want. So we are very protective of that community.
Well, our community is also like they're not kids. I mean, I don't. That sounds terrible.
There's some young people, but
yeah, like our average age bracket is probably 33 to like
40.
60 or something. Yeah, so in the middle,
Yeah,
it's probably 40-year-olds, 45-year-olds. I'm 45.
Look,
So
look, when you get to a certain age and you just don't want to have your boss on top of your head, you think hang on, honey, there's got to be another way around this.
Yeah. Absolutely. That's why everyone starts an ecom brand anyway. They get sick of their job. And they go, no, man, I want to do that.
One of my daughter's children's arrived.
Okay.
Can I speak to somebody one-on-one?
Yeah, Chris will chat to you tomorrow. Yeah.
All right, that would be awesome.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
No worries. See you in there.
Bye.
Good comment, Karina. Yeah, I said this. I was talking to my tattooist. I got a tattoo the other day. I'm 10% tougher now. Anyway, I said, I can't get time off to come to the next one. He goes, what's wrong with your boss? He says like a prick. I said, well, I'm the boss. He goes, yeah, well, there you go. I said, get back there as soon as I can. But I think every person that's employed is kind of like, like it's, running your own race is quite interesting, and building businesses and building brands and so forth. So
an end of year bonus can be really stingy too.
Yeah, pretty much. 100%. Yeah.
Mary had a question about, is it easy to find shipping vendors? Do you just mean like 3PL?
Yeah, easy. Yeah. Oh, and like I think it's a fantastic bloody post in there today. So we have a massive partnership with a company called Juvie who run a shipping app, right? So I don't know if you guys have heard of the company called Sendle, but Sendle went broke recently. And anyway, like Juvie is the biggest shipping app in Australia, and he's a member of our community, and he's come along and negotiated literally like half price shipping costs for our members if you use his platform. So rather than paying like $10 for a 500-gram parcel or something, we've got shipping rates now for that same thing. That's like $5 or something. So I haven't even spoken about any of this kind of stuff, but you join our community, you remember the Connect program, you get access to that. Right. So even if you're on tier 5s and stuff, join Simon and like speak to Andrew anyway. I would almost guarantee he'll get you a cheaper rate. So, and you could use his app, which is fantastic. And his app like $10 a month or something. So for someone that spends like 100, 200 grand a year on shipping or something, right? For example, maybe that's a lot, but or less, like you can cut your shipping costs in half. So these are all the other stuff that we kind of haven't even spoken about on this, it's like, there you go, you made your money back instantly, Then you get on and you talk to like our accounting partners and they go, hey, this is how you like save more money. And then you talk to our legal people and they teach this other stuff and rah, 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 rah. So there's a lot that we kind of help you out with in there. So, but as soon as I say your name come through, Simon, because the process will be like this, right? You go pay $97, you'll get an email that says, hey, join Slack. You get added to a general chat room. And then for those of you that I've kind of said, oh, yeah, I'll hook you up with this person like Simon, I'll just start a chat between Simon and Andrew. I'm like, hey, can you give Simon half an hour every time and see what you guys can do in shipping? Up to you guys what you do. I'm just opening doorways for you guys. You had me hello.
Yeah, he's kind of one of the first people.
Sorry. Well, message Andrew anyway, man, in the community. So type that and type Andrew and said, hey, I was on a webinar with Paul and he said you're the guy to speak to. Then I don't need to do it as well. And you're just like, cool. And he'll help you out. So cool. Missed the name of the postage company. So it's called, his app is called Juvie, and he works with all the freight companies all over Australia. So he's got like 10 carriers or something. So just jumping to the shipping channel and you can go, hey, like I'm Karina and this is what I do at the moment. And can I have a chat with you? And he'll be like, here's what you should be doing. And you're like, thank you very much. Like shipping is down 30% in a week. That was a good investment. And that's before we've even done anything with you. So all right.
It sounds like you guys are a one-stop shop for all things Shopify, right?
All things e-commerce.
Bang. Someone said it for us. Someone said it for us.
Yeah. So that's the reason I have the Insightful company. So you go to Insightful and we build high converting Shopify sites and we help you do it. And then you go to the e-commerce circle and then we coach you to grow your brand, right? And then inside that network of everybody, I'm just like, what do you need to do next? So if there's a problem that needs to occur, is occurring inside of your business, like it's very, very solvable, put it that way. So, and solved by vetted people that a lot of other people are using already. And I'm like, there's a source, because this is the biggest issue that you're all going to have is like, who do I trust? Right. So, and if people go, I vouch for them and they do anything wrong and I blacklist them from the community, it's not a good look for that company that was doing that thing, right? And that's never happened ever anyway. But that's why we only work with like really, really good people. So
yeah,
we might wind this up in a minute.
I say, I literally signed up for a coaching thing, which was $2,500 a month the other week, and then woke up in the morning and went, "What the hell have I done?" and cancelled it.
Yeah.
All right.
What you guys are offering is like that for $97. That's insane. So
it's not the first time we heard that, Simon. And like, it's just a big, like, we have this kind of business model. And like, again, I'll be very transparent with it. Like, we have really much higher investment services for businesses that we work with who are scaling. And it's kind of like, well, what better way to get more of those clients than to help make them. So if we can get, literally, our goal is to have 10,000 Aussie businesses that we help grow. That's always been our mantra. And we're like, this is the easiest way to get the most amount of people the help that they need. And then that's going to feed the rest of our business. So it's just kind of like it works for us, it works for you. And we know the competition is like pretty stingy, I think, with the kind of help they give, to be completely.
Well, they're very one-trick ponies, a lot of them are as well. Yeah. That's the unfortunate bit. Don't get me wrong, there's a couple of communities in Australia that are okay. When I say okay, like 5 out of 10. But they charge you a lot of money and they just don't help you with everything that you need help with, unfortunately. So if I'm being perfectly honest, my job, my mission also, yes, it's to get, 10,000 brands, $2.5 million a month, but it's to make it very hard for all those other brands, our competitors, to exist because they're teaching stuff that they shouldn't be teaching. That's the number one thing, right?
Yeah.
Some of them are doing good things, don't get me wrong, but they should be doing a lot more. And I think it's negligent on their path that they're not teaching you guys all the stuff that you should be being taught, because then ultimately what happens in a lot of those coaching communities, and I'm going to be careful what I say here, but like, who gets rich? Meta ads make a shit ton of money from you, Mr. Zuckerberg, for your meta ads. And then the rest of your money goes to the ATO, and then you pay these guys for coaching, and then you pay your money for your product. You get to the end of the day and you go, great, I've got $1 million a year business, but I spent, like 400 grand on ads and 500 grand on product and 50 grand on whatever. And you go, I've got nothing left. And I don't know about you guys, but that's a shit business for me, for you, and I don't want that to be happening to people. So, and you only need to look twice at like the testimonials, like, and their ads, right? So our ad, you say it, you're like, hi, I'm Paul, and I try not to be too egotistical, but like, I've been in e-com for ages and I want to teach you 3 things to fix. Their ads go, hi, I'm whatever. And here's Karen that did $300,000 last month. So anyone that's trying to lure you in, just with talking about numbers, right? Run, right? Work with people that go, I'm going to teach you to fix things, because that's the better way to go about this, I think. So
yeah, absolutely. And Karina, funny question, but you give feedback on the product. So Karina, that's the whole point of the community, is you have consistent feedback from people who are running successful e-com businesses. So absolutely, if you're still ideation phase of products, it's the perfect place for you to get some ideas, brainstorm, and then get feedback on them. So absolutely, we can help you there.
Just post in the community. Go to the general channel. Like, here's my product.
Yeah.
What do you guys think? And about, and I'll go, yeah, cool. This is what we think.
Heaps of testimonials or no testimonial. Like, yeah, we'll help you build testimonials. Ingrid, that's like a big part of a website, is capturing reviews as you go. If you have heaps on eBay, Paul, can you port them over from eBay? Testimonials?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So when it comes to having your redesigning your website at the front of it, you go, hey, we got like, 500 5-star reviews, blah, 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 and you just embed them into the website. So, and you could also import them from a system called Judge Me. So Judge Me is an application that you put in Shopify, and it'll suck in all your reviews from everywhere else into your site. And that app's like $15 a month or something. So, and then over time, once you start making sales, obviously on your Shopify site, you use Judge Me that. So say, for example, Simon went to your website and he purchased something and he purchased a product. Automatically, once he purchased, within like 5 days, you go, hey, Simon, thanks for your order. would you mind leaving me a review? And he leaves a review and it goes on your product page. So that Shopify automates all of that process for you. So, but that can be a transition, that you go through.
Yeah. All right, guys, there's still 14 of you, I think, on this call, which I really appreciate. I'm going to drop the link one more time. See you, Wayne. Thank you for jumping in. Maybe we'll speak on Friday. But yeah, guys, look, if you want to get that, the one-to-one call, make sure you get in tonight. I'll leave you the link one more time. If you haven't already, I already see a bunch of you jumped in, which is awesome. Look forward to chatting with you. But if not, you want to get that one-to-one call, Deb, I know you missed it, but basically anyone who does sign up for the $97 per month subscription by midnight tonight does get a one-to-one strategy call directly with Paul and myself, just to let you know. But guys, thank you so much. Are there any last questions before we wrap this up? I want to make sure everyone is crystal clear on what the next steps are. All right.
I think we're good. Thank you, guys. It's been a pleasure. Appreciate you hanging out with us and look forward to seeing you all in there and doing some amazing stuff. So,
good.
Yeah, cool. All right.
Thank you.
Catch us in
Thank you.
See us. Bye.